Oh, shit, you dirty bitches.
Wait.
What? No?
Meow.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh. You fucked up my flow, Brian. I had a false start out of the gate. But like Usain Bolt, I will recover from my shitty start. The Joe Rogan Experience podcast is brought to you by Onnit.com. That's ONNIT. Makers of Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech Sport, Shroom Tech Immune, New Mood, Strong Bone, all these different things. Well, the big one is Alpha Brain. That's my favorite. That's the one I rely on. And I use all of them, but to me, Alpha Brain's my baby. I wouldn't give that shit up. That stuff's amazing. I've gotten Lorenzo Fertitta completely hooked on it. I got a lot of people hooked on it. It's very effective. What is it? They're vitamins that enhance brain function. Is it bullshit? No. Maybe it's a placebo. I don't think it is.
No,
There's
my crew from Trip Flip, we were in Scotland, and I was having a rough morning, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm Alpha Braining today." And literally they said no more Alpha Brain. I said, why? And they go, you will not shut the fuck up. The whole van, I was just playing these games. Like, I was like I was funny as shit, but it was like, they were like, you're fucking exhausting us. My wife outlawed Alpha Brain when I'm hanging out with my daughters. Because I don't play with my daughters. I just think of jokes. Wow. I'm just fucking firing.
Wow,
I love this shit.
That's weird. That sounds like you're high. Like your wife is telling you not to get higher on your kids.
Well, she did say that.
It does not do that to me, man.
Are you dipping your Alpha Brain in cocaine?
No. But if you take some Alpha Brain and some coffee, you're fucking creative. And this is the new thing I heard. If you put a little bit of nicotine
gum is the shit.
Stimulates creativity.
Yeah, nicotine. We had Rob Wolf on the podcast who talked about that, about nicotine gum being really good for creativity. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Apparently what's really bad about cigarettes is the 590 different things that they added to make them more addictive, which, you want to know that you've been sold down a fucking river by politicians. How about the fact that your fucking cigarettes have 590 ingredients and all those bitches do is make it easier to hook you?
What if cigarette companies like added 20,000 good ingredients to it on top of the 500 bad one, because then it would be more good than bad.
At the end of the day, man, you're still burning things and taking that burning chemicals into your mouth, and that can cause cancer. It just can. Even the best case example of burning chemicals and then breathing it in, I don't see how that's going to help you. The tobacco itself is not nearly as bad. Just the burning plant matter is not nearly as bad.
What if they put a little bit of asparagus or aloe into that smoke, though? So it's
I think I'm saying for like your for quitting, and for, I think tobacco is supposed to be like, if you like one of those American cigarettes, what are those things called?
American spirits.
Those are supposed to be easier to kick.
They're also harder to smoke and worse for you. And
they go out. Really? Everyone complains that they go out. Like they just will stop burning, and they stop burning because they don't have all the shit, all the little gasoline in there to keep it running.
They actually cigarettes now have these things built into the paper. At least in California, by law, they have to have these stoppers. So when people flick cigarettes out the window, it used to be they'll just burn all the way to the filter. Where now they have like these things that's built into the paper that stops it from smoking,
which probably gives you even more cancer.
Right. Yeah. What the fuck? Let's start adding to that. That is the best thing I ever did, is quit smoking and quit dipping. I was addicted to dipping worse than anything.
That's like a grab bag of money. That's all it is. You shouldn't be selling that shit. You shouldn't be hooking people on that stuff. Get out of that business. That's a creepy goddamn business. But what if your company was like Philip Morris Tobacco, and then you're driving a fucking Ferrari and flying around in a private jet because you're poisoning all these fucks, so you have to keep like greasing politicians, and that's why you never hear any of these guys. You never hear Obama. You never hear Bush. You never hear anybody talk about getting rid of cigarettes.
They never do. They talk about homosexuality. Yeah. They talk about everything.
Yeah.
But they talk about Trayvon Martin.
Yep.
But they don't talk about fucking cigarettes once.
Cigarettes kill this is a conservative estimate. It could be more. 400,000 people a year. And it might be as much.
Joe just added a special effect to it.
I accidentally.
Brian was smoking a cigarette on his way over here right after strep throat.
Yeah. You'd have to wrap your fucking head around that, man. That's a lot of goddamn people. That's 500,000 people. Like, picture a stack of bodies, and they're all rotting, all because of cigarettes. That is really crazy.
That is
fucking crazy.
That is fucking astounding. Any other product If they had that number, they'd be like,
Can
fucking
you imagine
wrap it.
Kale did that? How quickly they'd take out the kale farmers? If kale was killing 400,000 people a year, but could you fucking imagine? But people are like, well, I like it though. It helps me stay thin.
I shit so much better with kale. I love when I see green shit on the toilet
Could you
paper.
imagine if kale killed one person, they would shut down the fucking kale factories.
Yeah.
But cigarettes are just steady.
I'm sure kale's killed
vampire.
more than one person.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Because salad always gets that disease on it, or
What?
No. I'm gonna stop right now. Stop right now. No, you're saying.
disease.
No, that's not how they've killed
The
people.
worst medical diagnosis of all time.
it has Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek in it? Selma Hayek?
disease.
Your conversation was running with snowshoes on through mud. That was what that sentence
Salmonella.
was.
With the ski goggles on and 2 baseball gloves on each
Well,
hand.
yeah, that is true that a lot of people have gotten sick. I think it's E. coli.
E.
They've gotten
coli.
E. coli from eating spinach, especially.
Yeah.
And apparently it's because the way some farms are set up, the shit from the cows actually runs down, like the water from that shit will get onto the crops.
Yep.
And that can have E. coli and one of the reasons why it can have E. coli is because they're giving these cows things they're not supposed to be eating.
To make them
that
fatter.
To make them fatter, like grains. So cattle were supposed to eat grass. That's where their natural food is. So when you don't give them grass, they apparently can get really sick with E. coli, and then that shit gets onto the spinach.
Yeah.
So it all goes back to like farming like an asshole.
And I think people have died from that. So
think you're
kale
right.
has killed.
I don't know if it's
No,
kale,
more
though.
people have choked on kale.
It's spinach though.
Spinach?
For spinach.
Yeah.
Spinach is kill people.
And the funny thing is, I did a morning show thing with in wherever I was in Omaha, and they had a farmer that was talking about his grass-fed steak.
Right.
You got to try. I do grass-fed, and so he gets done the thing, and I go, so what is it like? Does grass-fed taste better? And he goes, no, not at all. I go, what? He goes, it actually has less flavor. I go, then what's the thing? He goes, oh, it's just what I do. I'm like, no fucking. There's no better. The reason it's grass-fed is like fucking nothing.
Well, that's a weird for him. That's a weird thing to say because I prefer the taste of grass fed. It's more gamey.
It's more gaming, I'm sure. The ones that are corn fed, they're just fat as fuck.
They're also
those
awesome.
are real. Oh my god, I fucking love steak.
Ribeyes, fat ribeye. Yeah, the preparation is disgusting. You're fucking up these animals, but god damn, you make a good steak.
Let's get out of this commercial, dude.
Yeah. Well, you know
still
what,
the
man?
commercial?
This is still the commercial, but the bottom line is people
is
been
good shit.
complaining that our commercials have been boring.
Yeah, because we're missing we're missing the sexiness. We need another sexy thing.
Well, maybe.
Something I could fuck.
Do you feel like we're missing something not having the Fleshlight as a sponsor?
Oh,
Wait,
abso-
Fleshlight's not a
absolute-
sponsor anymore?
No.
Absolutely.
They haven't been for a while. They haven't been for a
Absolutely.
while.
I think it's crazy. I don't feel comfortable with it at all. I
Well,
miss talking about
you need
fucking gross sex toys.
You need to grow, son. You need to get out of that. It's enough. We did 200 plus podcasts where we talked about rubber pussies.
Wait,
I
how
know,
much-
But that's beautiful.
how
You know
much?
hard it is to do that?
How much would it cost for a sponsorship? Like, give me a ballpark.
We don't talk about this in the air.
I want to talk about it because maybe I'll just have
Look,
Travel Channel
fuck,
sponsor the show.
Jesus.
Do you have Olive Garden kind of money?
Yeah, no, I'll get Travel Channel to
got
Trip
it
Flip,
out
so you have to
early.
talk about Trip Flip
Son
at the
of a
beginning of
bitch.
every fucking show.
Got it out early.
I'll do
Anyway.
it 7 more times.
Onnit.com. That's ONNIT. What is Alpha Brain? Listen, if you go to Onnit.com, everything will be explained. It is a very comprehensive website, including all the science behind Alpha Brain, what the different
I stole the ingredients.
nutrients
Just
are.
like you said.
5-HTP, yeah. That stuff's great.
Does
for you.
anything have melatonin in? Like any of the Onnit products have like a sleeping aid, like melatonin? They should do that. because
Melatonin's awesome.
They should do like new mood bonus turbo style or something like,
for
that.
sleep.
Yeah, or
New
like
moods.
super new
well,
mood.
I think this new mood would be almost the opposite because it's a boosting, like an enlightening.
Yeah, but it relaxes you also.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, I think for some folks, some people have a little bit more tension, so probably like alleviates a little bit of that.
They should call it just something cool like
It's amazing though that they figured out someone can do that.
pass the fuck out.
Pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
Chill dog.
Right.
That would be awesome if they made a melatonin
Chill
one
dog.
called Chill dog.
Don't be such a douche.
And it's spell it like D-A-W-G.
Yeah, DAWG for sure. Yeah.
I emailed on it this weekend on Twitter and asked them to come up with something for alcohol to like make the turnaround better or something?
Yeah,
I take the
hangover
night
juice.
before?
You're not going to do anything. You're poisoning yourself.
They used to have charcoal
But what
pills.
you can help, two things can help. One, water,
Okay.
and two, nootropics.
And 3 battle ropes.
Yeah, if you take like a bunch of New Mood and a bunch of Alpha Brain if you're hungover and you got to drink a fuckload of water, and you should almost always take nutrients with food. Your body absorbs them better if they're connected to fats and of carbohydrates. So you should always take pills with food. But as far as I think the real problem is dehydration.
Yeah.
You're poisoning yourself, and alcohol's an immunosuppressant. It's a diuretic. It's like you're really like sending your body through some shit. So the only way to recover from that is time, water, food, good food. Give it a chance to go.
Yeah. If I get a little bit of sleep the night before, I feel like if I stop drinking and then do some shit and then go to bed, I feel fucking so much better. But when I wake up and I have that beer on the bedstand next to me, just staring at me like a gay lover, like,
Wow.
we had a weird fucking night last night.
Anyway, Onnit.com, ONNIT. If you order the first 30 pills, and you have an opportunity to try it out, and if you don't like it, you get 100% money back guarantee. The idea is that what we're selling you is really good. It's really effective, and I don't want anybody to ever feel ripped off. It's more important for me that people feel like this is an even deal than it is to make money. So we have a 100% money back guarantee on the first 30 pills. If you don't like it, just say it. That's it. You don't have to return it. I'm telling you, it's some fascinating shit. I love it. It helps me. But also diet helps me, vitamins, multivitamins, fish oil, everything. You need to take care of your health, bitches. Get on that shit. But if you're interested in any of the nootropics that are available on Alpha Brain, use the code name Rogan, and you'll save yourself 10% off. And as I said, 100% money back guarantee on the first 30 pills. We also have just in kettlebells and battle ropes. And these are the newest addition to the Onnit store. And if you've never done kettlebell workouts before, that's some manly man type shit. It's like a cannonball with a handle on it. And there's a lot of videos online that'll show you how to, you can just go to YouTube and if you want to learn how to do some of the exercises. But my advice to you, if you're going to try it, start with a lightweight. You'd be fucking amazed. You can get a great workout with a 35-pound kettlebell.
You don't have to do that.
Bunch of
you
them
can do
online.
20 or something like that.
You could, not me, son. That's where I draw the line. 35 pounds.
You say 35 pounds though, and I heard that, and I was like, well, I'll get my 35-pound kettlebell and do those swings.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I'm a 25-pounder.
What?
Yeah, my back.
That's ridiculous. What's wrong with you?
I had
Are
a
you broken?
Heffron came over to my house to show me how to do them.
Yeah.
So I was doing them. I was doing them all.
So did you hurt yourself?
Yeah, I fucked my back up.
Yeah, you gotta. My advice is always start light and learn from an instructor if you can. If you can afford to go to a gym and hire a guy for $20 an hour or whatever they charge. I mean, certainly more than that, right? $50 an hour.
Or you can just go to a John Heffron show.
John Heffron will show you how to fucking.
He's a
work some
certified
kettlebells.
instructor.
Yeah, he's a maniac. Heffron's a maniac. He's always doing something crazy like that, going all Anthony Robbins on you.
Yeah.
He's always trying to succeed. Anyway, if you're interested in kettlebells, it's, in my opinion, if I had to choose one method of strength and conditioning, I would choose bodyweight exercises and kettlebells. Things like bodyweight squats.
Bodyweight
chin
squats
ups.
are a beast.
Yeah, Hindu squats. Look that shit up online. They're fucking ferocious. I do 200 of them in a row. It's so hard. It's so hard. When you get towards the end, when you get close to 200, there's a guy named Carl Gotch, who's this fucking crazy wrestler dude, who's an awesome old catch wrestler. He used to make his students do 500 of them before practice.
Before practice?
Yeah, 500 bodyweight squats before practice.
That's those. Just try doing 50 in your fucking hotel room.
Yeah, it's
and you will
fucking
literally
unbelievably hard. The idea behind kettlebells is that it makes your body work as one unit. And I believe that, with bodyweight squats and chin-ups and kettlebells, you can get in fucking phenomenal shape. You don't really even need a gym. You need to, just follow some videos that you can get online. Steve Maxwell's got some great videos. We're going to eventually put out a video, so show you guys what I do. But
I should put out a video and show you what not to do.
What not to do. It's a great idea.
I should be like, don't do it this way, and show me doing it like completely wrong and just
fall down,
poop everywhere.
There's a video of me
your
doing
knees.
kettlebells on travelchannel.com.
Yeah.
And I was doing them, and I thought I was murdering them.
Right.
And I fucking watched the video, and I'm barely doing anything. I look like my kids messing around with my weights.
What kind of exercise were you doing?
I was doing the fucking swings. I do the swings. I try to do. I read some article where a guy said he was going to do 1,000.
Yeah.
You know that what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they had this thing where they were going to do them in sets of 100 over like a really short amount of time.
Yeah.
I heard that's super bad for you.
Yeah, really bad for you. But the guy lost like a ridiculous amount of weight just doing kettlebell swings.
I'm sure you put your body into extreme stress, though. You know, I mean, that's the idea. I've heard a lot of. I'm really talking out of my ass. I have a limited amount of knowledge, really.
That's why it smells in here.
Sheesh. Boy.
Ooh, that's a way to get out of a commercial.
The exit stage.
Oh,
Brian saved the day. Anyway, I don't know exactly what you need to do to get 100% fit. I mean, I'm not a exercise physiologist, but I do know that one way that works extremely well, and the method that I use is that kettlebells. They're fucking awesome. Kettlebells, body weight exercises. That's all I do. Sort of. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. But what I'm telling you is kettlebells. Tell me what to do, bitch. What I'm saying is kettlebells are the shit. All right, go to onnit.com. The code name Rogan does not work with the kettlebells or the battle ropes because we sell those bitches as cheap as humanly possible.
they're not that expensive.
No,
I thought it was going to be like $250 a kettlebell. It's not. It's affordable.
It's very problematic to try to send these giant fucking cannonballs through the mail. Cannonballs with handles. It's so silly. Like it's like one of the dumbest things you could ever ship. Because it's so expensive. And the poor fucking people. Could you imagine?
People at the post office getting the box.
90-pound kettlebell. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, but awesome exercise equipment. And we have a full line of them at onnit.com. We have packages.
I actually need to get a pair of these.
You need to get a pair of them, you fucking lazy
Do you have any
bitch.
extra ones around here?
I'll give you some. I'll hook you up. You want some 20-pounders?
Yeah. 20. I'll start off with 20.
Start off with some 20s?
Yeah.
You should. You going to get in shape now?
No, I mean, that just to me, kettlebell seems like the easiest thing to work. That's easy to work
You
out.
don't need to lay down. You don't need to put weights on anything. You just grab it and fucking do it.
You're done in 20 minutes. I'll give you a workout that will fucking break your spirit in 20 minutes.
I want that workout.
It's brutal. You got to get in shape before you do it, though. That's another thing. Build slowly. If you're not a person who's been doing a lot of exercises, our friend Kevin Pereira from Attack of the Show, he got crazy into weightlifting like all at once, and he hurt his knees. Like he fucked his shoulder up. He was doing like heavy weights like right away. I think he had a guy training him that was probably not conservative enough with how he pushed him, and he's got like knee problems now. So don't do that. Be careful. Get your shit together, bitches. That's my message. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the machine is here. Cue the music, Brian.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Powerful Bert Kreischer. My man. What's happening, dude?
Nothing. I just got back from Omaha.
Were you for your Travel Channel show? Travel Channel show?
No. I was doing stand-up. Travel Channel show got picked up for a second season.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
We took desk squatters on a vacation.
Yeah, I heard you got some people that you picked
awesome.
up in the promenade.
Yeah, but I picked him up on the promenade, and I was walking by, and he's like, "Machine!" And I walked over, and like, you need to interview as many people as possible. So even people are like, especially when people are like, "No thanks," I'm like, "Please just talk to me anyway."
Right.
So we got to fill up our fucking day with interviews.
Right.
So I go. He goes, "I just came down to get a picture." And I went, "Well, fuck it, come be on my show." And he was like, "Seriously?" I was like, "Yeah." And then
holy shit.
I start talking to them, and I go, "So what are you guys doing here?" And she says, "We came down to meet you. We're in town for a wedding, and we thought, let's fucking go to the promenade, and he wanted to get his picture with you." And I was like,
hilarious.
And then I look at the dude, right? Now, I kind of know I got him because he listens to this podcast. So I go, "Skip the fucking wedding." And he goes, "It's 2 weddings." And I go, "Skip both of them." And he looks at me, and he goes, "I'll fucking do it." And his wife goes, "Honey, we can't. It's my cousin's wedding and my roommate from college." He goes, "I don't even know her roommate from college. Let's go. Let's fucking go."
Yeah.
And so they fucking
weak hands on her part.
They skipped
cousins'
both
wedding, fuck your
fucking
cousins.
weddings. They skipped one of the weddings just in case we called back to interview them again. So they skipped. And man, let me tell you something. I had never had more fun with one dude in my entire life. We shot machine guns. We jumped off a 3-story balcony. Like it was the funnest fucking trip. Then at the end of the trip, we're sitting there, like we wrapped, we're having dinner as a group, and he goes, I go, did you guys have a good time? And he's like, I just wanted to get a picture with you. I fucking partied with you all weekend. I was like, yeah.
What a fucking great day for that guy.
Oh, he was he was typical death squad, right? We go to meet Celine Dion, and we're backstage. You get 3 minutes with her. And we got tickets to the show for her. And so I say to the guy, I go, Aaron,
Is 3 minutes too much?
Yeah, you can't last 3 minutes.
we only spent 1:15.
I mean, that seems like a long time, man.
Imagine if it was that Celine Dion would fuck you for 3 minutes.
Oh my
Imagine
God.
that was the deal. Imagine if our culture was like so open that like a woman like that would go and just fuck all of her fans for 3 minutes.
But there was a price to it and it went to charity. I guarantee you can get some people to do it for charity. Come
For
on.
sure,
It's
for
the ASPCA.
Okay. Sucking dicks for charity. Maybe we can combine two things that everybody loves.
Yes.
Helping out the poor and blowjobs.
I'm all in. So he gets 3 minutes with Celine Dion, and I go, everyone get your questions ready. Like we need to be tight. So everyone have your questions. So the girl, I said, what's your question? And the girl goes, I'm going to ask her how she does it as a mother, as a working mother. How does she juggle it all? And in my head, I'm like, wouldn't it be great if Celine Dion's like, I'm very, very wealthy. I don't have to take care of my kids. I fly on private jets. But she didn't. She was like, I was like, great question. So we'll get something that the Chit Network likes. So I go, Aaron, what's your question? And he goes, dead fucking serious. He goes, I'm going to ask her if she's ever seen Titanic. I go, are you fucking kidding me? He goes, yeah. I go, that is the perfect question, Aaron. You ask her that. And he goes, why? Is that a dumb question? I go, no, it's not dumb at all. So we get in. Celine Dion comes in. She meets him. She answers a question for the girl and then says to him, I go, Aaron's got a question. And he goes, I was wondering, in your career, I go, stop it. I go, stop. And Celine's like, what? And I go, you ask her the question you said you were going to ask. And he goes, have you ever seen Titanic? And Celine Dion breaks out laughing, goes, cut. Who the fuck is this guy? What kind of a horrible question is this?
Why'd she say cut?
Because it's the dumbest question. Did she ever see Titanic?
She
Of course she
rolled on
fucking
that.
saw it. No, we're rolling on the whole
Okay.
thing. And she goes, that is the dumbest question I've ever been asked. Have I seen Titanic? Yes, I saw the movie. And he goes, did you like it? She goes, did I like Titanic? Are you kidding me? We ended up spending like 17 minutes with her because she fucking fell in love with this guy.
Wow.
And so, yeah, and they had to pull her out of the room. The second he asked that question, she fucking loved us. And then she looks at me and she goes, where do you get these guys? And I go, well, and she goes, wait, who are you? I go, I'm Bert. She goes, what kind of name is Bert?
Whoa, Celine.
It was fucking awesome.
Was she drunk?
No, she was getting ready to perform. She was going on stage. The show started late because she hung out with us backstage.
Did she have panties on?
No, she had a really expensive dress that they handmade for her.
Oh.
So she's a ball buster?
She's awesome. She was really fun. And then
Dude, you're tight with Celine Dion.
Does she have facial
my
hair?
celebrity cachet list is ridiculous these days. Fucking like they're not. It's like they're not like all in one area. Like I have like I'm friends with Sam Champion, Rachel Ray, Celine Dion. Like
That's crazy.
The weirdest group of people.
You're friends with that's high level shit. Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray is gay.
Did you hear her say the
shit.
N-word? If you ever hear that
What?
clip on YouTube,
What?
like during a show, she said the N-word. Can I play it for you? Because there's
yeah.
a twist to it. All right, let me look for it. You guys.
Oh my god.
I fucking love Rachel.
Yeah, she seems like a nice person. She seems fun.
Speaking of which, you know who's definitely listening today?
Who? Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy gave us. He has his own potato chips. That's how much of a baller Larry the Cable Guy
and they're
is.
fucking amazing.
I like how it says, "Boy, that's good eating," right on the
Yeah.
top.
This is boy. This is good eating. This is Larry the Cable Guy's. They're cheeseburger chips.
Doesn't that sound awesome?
They're
Actually,
cheeseburger
let's
fucking
have one. I wanna
so
have
good.
one.
So Larry the Cable Guy listens to the podcast.
Yeah, I was
awesome.
in Omaha.
Tell Larry I said what's up.
Oh, just tell him where.
Oh, Larry, what's up?
Come to the ice house.
I met Larry way back in the day. We met at the Comedy Works in Montreal, Canada, in maybe early 90s or something like that. Like
Really?
93, 94, maybe. Like maybe. The latest it could have been, it was like 95 or 96. But I met him there, and we had a great fucking time. He was a great guy.
Shit.
They're good, aren't they?
It was delicious.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing.
It has every flavor in it. It has like ketchup, mustard,
You can
onions.
tell that a fat guy made them because there's like extra seasoning on them. You know how when you get like that one Dorito that looks extra dark, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be a good one. All the chips are like that in there.
This is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever had in my life.
That tastes like a cheeseburger in your mouth.
It's a cheeseburger, potato chip.
It's so fucking
You
good.
taste the mustard. You taste the mustard.
I
in
know.
the-
It has every flavor.
They're insane. The buffalo.
This can't be good for you.
No.
There's no way.
I think the serving size says half chip.
Yeah, you get this. Sometimes you just gotta take it on the chin for flavor.
You're like, I love that he's just holding them. You look at them like these can't be good,
Can't
for,
be
you.
good for you. They're too delicious. This is
amazing.
eerily.
I can't. Because I'll eat the
Wow,
fucking
no,
bag.
I want one more. You know what tastes like White Castle? White Castle hamburgers.
It tastes like, to me, McDonald's hamburgers.
Oh, let me tell you, I went to Burger King. Yeah, I haven't ate in 4 days. Like because I was sick with strep throat.
You're so fucking lucky.
And so I was eating watermelon.
Like a chick.
I was eating like watermelon. Like that's the only thing I could eat was like watermelon.
Right.
And so yesterday was the first day I was like, you know what? I can eat now. My throat's not that sore anymore. I'm going to eat something really bad just to kind of because I need something in me bad, something horrible. And so I was like the first fast food place. So I went to Burger King. I'm like, all right, I haven't been to Burger King in a long time. I'm going to try it out. I had a Whopper, fries, and their smoothie. The smoothie was okay, but the Whopper, it tasted like it was grilled and thrown in a bucket and then thrown in the microwave and then slapped on mayonnaise. It was just the most disgusting tasting hamburger ever. Their fries, they changed their fries or something. Horrible. Like I took one bite of the fry. I'm like, I don't want any more of that. Like I didn't eat one thing. And then I was looking and it was like, how is this place still in business? There is so much competition nowadays for burgers from all these like gourmet burger places or just like In-N-Outs type places.
It takes time. Those things take time. The reason why Burger King and McDonald's works is familiarity. People have been going there forever. And there's a guarantee. You go in there, you get it, you go.
But something happened to Burger King because it didn't used to always be like this.
They
right?
can't fuck with Wendy's. If you want to go for like the best like chain, in my opinion, it's Wendy's, like nationwide chain.
I agree.
But Wendy's can't fuck with In-N-Out. Wendy's.
Oh, no one
cannot
fucks.
fuck with
Baker's is
In-N-Out.
the best.
Baker.
Five Guys burgers can fuck with In-N-Out.
Five Guys burgers
are
are
right
fucking
up there.
amazing.
They're different than In-N-Out burgers, and you'd be going, how could it be different? They're different.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what
You're
they're
talking
doing.
about all these awesome burger places, Burger King, and then like their latest thing is a bacon milkshake or sundae. I'm like, seriously, that's a hilarious internet joke, but you're not gonna fucking make money selling that.
In-N-Out and Five Guys are the shit. When you
In-N-Out's
go there,
fries
you
are the
watch
best
them
fries.
Cook the fucking nice fresh meat patty right in front of you. They slap it down there. They cook it right in front of you, man.
That's how it should be.
Yes.
Not fucking pulled out of a bin with water or juice.
We shouldn't even allow that other way.
It shouldn't be pre-processed at all. Why does it need to be? In-N-Out doesn't do it that way.
Because it's a ridiculous, expensive profit thing. If you all of a sudden you're using only fresh, you're not freezing your beef, which is what In-N-Out does. They use fresh beef. Then you have transport issues. It doesn't last as long. You gotta make sure that you judge how much you need exactly, or you have overages. It's not gonna last. It's like, how long does like ground beef last if you don't freeze it? It can't be more than a few days. It starts to get funky.
But it's so like when you take anyone from not in LA that's in visiting, when you take them to In-N-Out, they're always like, "This is fucking amazing."
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
It's like Steak and Shake on steroids.
It's funny because we're so accustomed to shitty food that's that's the norm. Like the shitty food is the norm. In a world where there's competition, it is weird that happened.
Why isn't there one place though that has like imagine Whole Foods as a fast food place that's open all the time, like a 24-hour place, like a Burger King and like a.
Sounds like Brian's looking for a place to pick up chicks
No,
in the
but
middle of the night.
you think with today's
One-stop
you think
shopping.
with today's people that are on all these diets and stuff, and then they're so concerned about it that there'll be one person to step up and be like, look, we're going to make quinoa 24 hours a day, fast food, quinoa sides. Like we're going to have a healthy, all 100% natural, vegan, crap, everything, but it's 24 hours a day, and it's, like Starbucks.
So you need something that's an alternative
it's convenience.
to Jack in the Box.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
I'm like
They're coming
running
out
from
with
job
that.
to job. Like, I have 10 minutes to eat. I'm not going to go fucking to the grocery store and go home and cook and then make
Right.
like, I need, all right, Wendy's, I'll get up, baked potato and some chili, or, something stupid like that.
Yeah, it's hard to eat healthy if you're on the fly. That's
Yeah.
for sure. It is weird that we have so many different places where you can eat like shit. And
Subway
it's so
closes.
hard to find a place where you can eat healthy.
They're coming out with one. My dad just invested in it.
Oh yeah.
And the interesting thing is he told me about it. I don't know what it is. I don't know the name of it, but it's definitely coming out in Florida, and they only talked about it because when Chick-fil-A got on all that heat for saying they didn't want gays to marry, I heard all these other places talking about, it's Chick-fil-A is one of the healthier places to eat, and this new place is going to be the same type of thing, like a lot of healthy options.
Chick-fil-A is one of the healthier places to eat.
Yeah,
unless you're gay.
Yeah.
Then just all the hate vibes you'd get.
My phone doesn't work up here. I'd call my dad and get the name of the place. But I've said the same thing, Brian, because I'd love to have something you can just go in and know that you can get a meal around 400 calories. That's kind of like fucking a little more
Like a
traditional.
salad, something real, some real food, some actual food.
I want a protein and a bunch of steamed vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how much, if you look at just the overall numbers of restaurants that we have, it's weird how much of it is shit.
Yeah.
It's the majority. Like all the quick ones are shit.
Look at the. I mean,
Taco Bell. Can you
can you
get a
imagine
bean
that it took
burrito?
Taco Bell this long to come out with a healthy option?
Well, they have bean burritos.
No,
That's
they
not
got the
bad
new
for
thing.
you,
They've
is
got
it?
a taco bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like this new bowl that the chef designed that I saw a commercial for, and I was like, oh, I gotta fucking try that out. And then I got Taco Bell. I was like, fuck that, Mexican pizza. So, but
I don't know what you just said.
Mexican pizza. You never have a
You just
Mexican.
went a weird little rant to yourself. Yeah, fuck that Mexican pizza. Taco Bell.
I was trying to say I can't order healthy when I get to Taco Bell. I'm like, fuck it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that Dorito taco. You can't even order anything other than the Dorito taco.
Why?
Now that shells are made out of Doritos. It's the most amazing thing in the whole
fucking
entire
good.
world.
That's Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's Taco Bell. See, that's somebody like unlike Burger King. Taco Bell they're on their game. They're making shit better tasting.
Yeah, but didn't they get
they're
busted for
improving it.
having their beef?
Yeah.
Horse.
Not all
It
beef.
was horse.
Was it?
It was horse.
When did this happen?
I don't know, but I only know that because I did a show for Animal Planet, and this woman was raised premium stallions, and she told me she was maybe one of the greatest days of my life. But she told me premium stallions are stallions they keep pregnant because they do this. They produce this hormone that goes into hair shampoo. And then she said, "Oh yeah," and it's the Canadians. She went off on the Canadians. She was like, and I was like, "We're never going to use this." But apparently in Canada,
No, it's not a fact.
That chick was
It's
just some
actually-
crazy
it's a rumor.
hippie
It's a
chick.
rumor.
They
If you
eat horse in
a
Canada.
very quick Google search tells you that Taco Bell does not use horse meat, and that is a false rumor.
No, and actually Taco Bell's response
use
to that,
meat,
yeah,
beef.
it is. I mean, they had a good response. Whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's delicious, and unlike Burger King, which seems like you're going to a crack house nowadays.
The Obama administration okayed horse meat for Americans.
that's why I swear to God I want to say
I
it had
could-
to be in there.
Ico ate horse meat. It used to be legal in Japan, where you used to just go to like places and eat horses, but they
Yeah.
outlawed it. And she said it was delicious.
Well, they eat horses in other countries. This guy Alistair Overeem, this fucking huge MMA fighter, is like a big powerlifting looking dude. Looks like a superhero. You know who Overeem is, right?
Yeah.
Well, Overeem is big on eating horse meat. He says that's where he gets all his protein from. A lot of athletes say that too.
Really?
They eat horse meat. Yeah.
Got to be super easy to catch.
Pony's the veal.
Super easy to catch.
Just come up with an apple and
Not
a gun.
wild horses.
They're like,
Yeah, that's a tame horse. So.
those are the ones they
What
go
if it's
after.
Mustangs? Like only like wild fucking horses. Like if they really taste good.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sure people hunted them. It's amazing that they figured out how to get along with people. They're just like, just let them ride us. Never freak out ever. Let them ride us, and they keep us alive. Because every other animal, like think about like how prevalent they are amongst people. You know, they get to live in the stall and everything's good and nobody eats them. Nobody sets a fucking piston through their head. They give
Yeah.
you nice food all the time. They pet you and brush you. The horse has it like way better than the cow.
Oh, the cow's fucked.
Because the cows were like, bitch, you can't ride us. the fuck off, get the fuck off, get the fuck off. They wanted us off so bad.
Do you think the horses saw that in another pasture? They were like,
bitch. That's why we started eating them. We were like, fuck you, bitch. You won't let us ride you? Okay, well, then we'll eat you. How about that, stupid?
What good are you to us? We can't ride you.
That's why we were barely eating the horses. Even with all cars everywhere, we don't need horses anymore. We can eat the fuck out of them. We're like, no, we have a special bond because you let me ride you.
They're cruising off this reputation from when they used to ride them.
Exactly. They become my friends. They become my friends. When they're just the dopiest, most docile, easily tricked animal. They panic. You lock them up. It's called breaking them. You get a rope around their neck. You settle them the fuck down. You let them know who's boss.
And right now
the horse from then on lets you ride them.
And right now they're in tenure.
Obviously, that's not the case. There's probably a lot more complications to the process than just shortening this for comedy.
Here, you guys want to hear Rachel Ray sing the N-word?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
This better not be a trick.
Think of all the kids you'll be helping. So I think that's really
true. Do you crochet or knit?
I don't, but I'm thinking of starting it because
so
when you're on a
easy.
plane and stuff, I'm always envious of the knitters.
Yeah. Yes.
Do they still let you bring the tools on though?
Hold on.
I'm always envious of the what?
Because when you're on a plane and stuff, I'm always envious of the knitters.
Yeah. Yes.
Do they still let you bring the tools on though?
Wait, hold on.
One more time. It's my favorite.
What did she
Plane and
actually
stuff,
say?
I'm always envious of the knitters.
Yeah. Yes.
Do they still let you bring the tools on though?
What?
She's talking about the knitters.
Oh, the knitting leader. Knitting
Oh
needles.
my god.
Oh my god.
She's like, do you get to bring the tools on, like the tool
serious?
things?
Jesus Christ.
I would never.
You know, there was
I love it.
a woman got in trouble. She was a teacher for using the word niggardly in front of a class for using that word. She got in trouble.
There was a congressman that got in trouble for that.
Yeah, and it's
That was hilarious.
It's a word. I mean, that's a real word. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it sounds like another word, but there's a lot of words that sound like bad words.
Leanne got
you know?
reprimanded for using the phrase cotton picking.
What?
Like, Leanne, we were at the beach, and she had said something like, give me one cotton picking minute. You know, you've ever heard this cotton picking?
Right.
In the South. Leanne said it was a euphemism for goddamn.
Right.
So give me this, you know, and then all of a sudden someone said something to her, and Leanne went, "Oh my god, I never realized what I'm saying. Like, am I saying cotton picking like a black person, like
Right.
an actual cotton picker?"
Right.
And so I was like, "Holy shit!" And so I looked it up, and it turns out that cotton picking just is a horrible fucking activity. It's like a fucking shit in my mouth act. Like, no one enjoyed cotton picking. So it's like, give me one cotton picking minute. It's like, actually means give me the longest fucking minute you could ever give me, because cotton picking was exhausting.
Cotton apparently was way easier to process, so that's why it took over from hemp.
Really?
Until the 1930s, they came out with a machine called a decorticator, and they were going to have everything convert back to hemp. We use cotton, but cotton is like it sucks ass in compared to hemp. In comparison to hemp, it's not nearly as strong. The tensile strength, the durability, it's an amazing plant. But the people that were in the cotton industry got together with DuPont, who were the people that made nylon, and William Randolph Hearst, who was the guy who ran Hearst Publications, who also had these paper mills that were all based on wood. And he would have had to convert them to use hemp. So it was basically an industry. They were trying to suppress an industry.
Really?
So that's how marijuana became illegal. It all became illegal because of the cotton industry and fiber, nylon, all of them, William Randolph Hearst, all of them getting together.
And pretty much playing Monopoly.
But it was about hemp. It wasn't
Yeah.
about the getting high part. It was about this incredible plant that if you, by the way, which is illegal in this country. It's illegal. You can't even get high on it. It's a cousin of marijuana. It's not psychoactive.
Just the
at all.
hemp.
Just the
It
hemp.
doesn't have the drug in it.
It doesn't have the drug in it, and you can't grow it. You have to grow it in Canada. We have this stuff that's coming out on it. It's called Hemp Force. It's this protein powder made with hemp hearts. It's so hard to get this stuff. We can only buy 50 pounds of it a day. You can't buy any more of it. So we have like limited quantities like to sell this hemp protein powder, because it's the best hemp protein powder that you can get is made in Canada at these hemp hearts, and we can't grow them here. They don't allow you to, even though it's like you can't get high from it at all. It's impossible. You're not allowed to grow it here. and then all is like it's amazing how like natural resources, things like cotton and hemp and oil even, can be manipulated like that. It's like that. We have to look at it like what it really is. It's really like sort of an economic thing. The cotton gin, straightened it out for a lot of people, like how to process cotton, and that made it a little bit easier. But it's like that battle that the hemp and marijuana world lost in like 1930, whatever it is, they still lost it. It's amazing.
And the North was all about polyester, right?
The suits, those leisure suits. Whoever talked people into those fucking crazy suits that they wore in the 70s?
When you're skinny, they feel good.
People lost their fucking mind.
I think it was Don Knotts.
Don Knotts.
He's the one that started all that shit.
Here's where you could see how America lost its fucking mind in the 70s. I had a game, a pool the other night with Adam Ferrara. Do you know Adam Ferrara? He's a comedian.
He's in Omaha next weekend.
He used to be on Rescue Me, and he is now one of the American hosts for Top Gear.
Yeah.
And we're both car enthusiasts, and we were talking about looking at the cars from like the 70s, like from the early 70s to the late 70s to the early 80s to the 90s. It's like, what the fuck happened to us?
Yeah.
Like, we completely lost the ability to make cool cars. Like, somehow or another, if you go back to the 50s and the 60s and you look at what, like, America had, like Corvettes and fucking Mustangs, and those are dope cars. They're so dope that people still want them today. Even with their shitty-ass technology of the 1960s, people still drive Mustangs around because they're so fucking cool looking.
Yeah.
We lost that.
I don't think we lost. I think now it's one of the best times ever.
No, that's what we're saying.
They had the
for
Ford Tempo. And you're like, what the fuck was that car?
The Camaro of the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
Look at a 69 Camaro and then look at a Camaro of the 80s. Like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
You just, like, you melted it, you smoothed it. It's nothing now. And it's boring as fuck. This is like a terrible design. That by the same people, like, what kind of lazy cunts designed that piece of shit car? The fucking ugly ass Camaro. Like, now the Camaro is badass.
The Camaro now is fucking awesome.
I think it's the best it's ever looked. I think they
me
totally
too.
Nailed it. But it makes you wonder. It's like, were we in a haze as a country? Like, what the fuck happened? Is the auto world, like the auto community in this country, what the fuck happened to them in the 80s and the 90s that they were so uncreative?
I bet it was the same thing we were talking about. Is they just got it's the tobacco industry. They just stopped fucking caring. And they were making money hand over fist, and then all of a sudden the Japanese just took it over.
I would love to hear a story about it.
I think it was
there
Lost.
must be a bunch of factors.
I think it's the show Lost.
The show Lost. Maybe it's like people like they gave up taking psychedelics, and all the designers weren't taking psychedelics anymore, and they weren't drawing stingrays. Instead, they were drawing these fucking shitty Corvettes of the 80s. Did you ever see the Corvettes of the 80s?
No. Oh, yeah.
Look, if you're driving around in a 1980-something Corvette, you might be a cool guy, you might be an enthusiast, but chances are you're a fucking loser, all right?
Yeah.
That's probably a creepy dude. You're driving one of the ugliest, one of the coolest cars America's ever designed, and you're one of the ugliest versions ever. That's the one that you picked.
Yeah.
But if you have a 1969 Corvette, you go back to one of those old Stingrays.
Those are fucking
evil things. That's an evil looking car, man.
I mean, even just a Plymouth, and from like 67 is just a monster. You know, all the ones the Cholos lowrider out.
Which one? Oh yeah,
the Impala.
The Impala.
The Impala is a badass fucking car.
A piece of art, man. Ferrara showed me. He's got a photo of a friend of his. Had a really nicely done 57 Cadillac, and you just look at it and you go, oh my God, it was a work of art. It was a work of art.
Those fucking, man, I get obsessed every now and then online. I'll just start Googling like years of cars, like the Lincoln. I wanted the Cadillac, the 69 Cadillac convertible. That convertible is it's the big beast whale.
Ridiculous. That is the one of the biggest examples of American excess.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful examples, the giant Cadillac.
Oh,
those were ridiculous.
Those are fucking badass cars. And I remember getting in one in high school. Someone's dad had one, and we felt like gangsters. Yeah. We had maybe a foot of cock between the three of us, but we felt like pimps, just smoking cigarettes and
Remember how the ride on those things, man? You just kind of like floated.
You'd take a corner and
They were the worst at handling. They couldn't handle it all.
I always wanted one of those things. Those Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen thing.
What's that? What's a Volkswagen?
It was like it was the ugly fucking. It looked like it belonged in the middle of the Sahara, and a bunch of Germans should be coming out of it.
It was really weird. It was in 1974, I think.
I had a Volkswagen Corrado. It was one of my. That was the first thing that I got when I had a development deal. I bought a used Corrado. It was a good car, man.
Was that the back? The one where the back was kind of like slick back.
I don't know. I don't remember what it looked like. To be honest with you,
I remember the Volkswagen Scirocco.
It wasn't that. It was more of a boxy.
I fucking love Volkswagen.
I do
love
too.
my car.
I love your new car too. That thing's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm in love with the car.
I had a Fox. I had a Jetta. I had a Jeep. I had a. I'm trying to think of all my fucking cars.
You know what this thing is? They look like a GTI. It looks just like a GTI.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
This is the car. This car, if the only car in the world that has a sentimental feeling to me, even that stupid Barracuda that I bought and had made on the TV show, is not as sentimental to me as this car because it was the first thing I got when I got some money, and I wound up giving it to Dave Pierre, a dude who worked at the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
it was worth I don't remember what it was worth, but it was worth a lot more than he had. So I said, how much do you have? And he's like, I have like whatever he had, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, you can take it. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because it was like basically it was like a new car. But that was when I was on news radio and I was a baller.
I heard a story about Drew Carey giving his Miata to someone.
He gave his car to someone?
It was a Miata though.
Those are cool cars, man.
They are.
Dude, you ever drive a Miata? No bullshit.
No.
Miatas are fun fucking cars. First of all, they're super light.
Yeah.
And if you drive a super light car, you really feel the road. Like
really?
Yeah, Miatas are great drivers.
I've never driven in a Miata. I just always had a visual of Drew Carey in a Miata.
They got fucked. Somehow or another, Miata got fucked, and their first bland version of the car, you know, it became a woman's car.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But it's a fun little sporty car. It's like it's a weird thing with car culture is that like there's a lot of folks that will drive like older cars from like the, you know, drive like a 1960 MG, one of those little things, and you'll drive those, but you won't respect a Miata. Like people don't like Miata doesn't get any respect.
Yeah.
It's Japanese. But it's a really competent little car.
My buddy had a Miata and we in college.
They're great cars.
They were great cars, but they were perceived as chick cars.
Yeah, it's a chick car. It's like a Boxster. The Porsche Boxster. Porsche has a new Boxster that really is so good looking, it'll slay the idea that it's a chick car. This new Boxster is so dope.
Really?
Oh, it looks so killer. Yeah. Porsche's design teams, they just make things that you lust for. You look at them, you just go, oh,
I would fucking
shit.
love. I would rather. I think I would rather if I had to get like a sports car. I got given the Corvette, fucking turbo, whatever the beast Corvette,
the ZR1
for like a week. They gave it to me, and I drove that thing around, and I fucking loved it. I loved it because everyone looks at you. It's like having a big dick in a locker room.
You like that?
Fuck, everyone looks
at you.
That
kind of attention, though,
I
man.
need it somewhere.
You're the machine. That's ridiculous. You don't need that.
Fucking badass.
I'm thinking about getting one. I'm thinking about getting a red one with black wheels.
Are you serious?
I don't give a fuck, son.
Do not get a red car.
Get a fucking.
That's why I want to get a red car because they're so stupid. I've never had a red car.
I've never had
a reason why they're stupid. Though.
Why? Why are they so stupid?
Because it's like, hey, look at me.
Is that what it is?
No.
I think it looks ridiculous.
No, I like red. I wanted a red car always. My dad.
It looks very manly. It's very ridiculous. I just feel like it's such a stupid fucking thing to get in the first place. To get a one of those crazy. What the fuck do you need a Corvette like that for?
They're not. Yeah. And you can't drive them. They're really hard to drive in LA because. The spoiler in the front.
Yeah, bottoms out all over.
Yeah, bottoms out all. So like I was like I could never cross 3rd Street.
Yeah, you could. I have a GT3, which is even lower than that. Believe it or not, I drive that thing everywhere.
Yeah, but you got to like cut. You got to. Oh, really?
I just deal with it. I listen to.
You'll get pulled over all the time. By the way, with the red car.
Screechy scratch, and I keep going. Huh?
Red cars get pulled over the most by cops. Also.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they would because there's like mostly douchebags driving red cars. Because it's such a thing. You have to not be thinking about anyone else's feelings at all. You have to be, if you're driving around a red car, you're like, look at me, bitch. look at me. You're not thinking of like what someone else is gonna feel if they're looking at you. It's a totally selfish color, you know, because it's like you just want to
Oh,
you know, you just want to yell it out. Like black is subtle, you know, white is understated.
White is nice. You don't have to wash it as much.
That's ridiculous. Go to the car wash it.
No, you don't. Black
nice
cars,
car,
black
goddammit.
cars are covered in dust the second in LA.
But a white Corvette, I'm sorry, does not look as good as a black or a red one.
I get a black Corvette or a red Corvette.
You're in the middle of the road with a white one.
Yeah.
You're not really fully committed to being an asshole. I think if you have a red Corvette, you're fully committed to embracing your like almost like selfish need for the lusty color of a car, you know, lusty red.
When are you getting it?
Bright, shiny. I don't know. Not really, probably not really. Porsche's a smarter car. It's more, and it's not. I don't need a car any faster than the car I have. I don't drive fast anyway. I don't even like to drive fast. What I like is cars that handle well.
Yeah.
I don't like to do anything like stupid on the roads.
I've been doing a lot of stupid shit with this turbo. I always like. I think there was like if you go. I think if you go back 20 podcasts, I say I say the same thing. Like I never go fast. I don't need a fast car.
Well, once you have a car that can go
my
fast,
God,
You find a lot more holes that you can fit in.
yeah.
Well, and you
Yes.
can. It's the ability to do it where they're so composed. You know, like that Volkswagen that he has. Okay, you compare that to that car would beat around a track any power muscle car from the 60s. He took like some regular 1969 Camaro with stock equipment, one of those badass Camaros, and raced it around the Nürburgring. You would dust that thing. You wouldn't even be close.
Dude, the paddle shifting is my new favorite thing. It's like playing a video game.
That is the worst way to be driving a car when you're high, is thinking you're playing a video game. Right?
Don't think that.
It's like a video game.
Try not to think that.
When we drove Lamborghinis and Ferraris, the car they loved, the people that worked there loved the most was the Camaro. They had
Why?
a Camaro there. They'd take you out like on your first lap in a Camaro, and they're like, "It's the best car." They're like, I mean, obviously a $600,000 Lamborghini is a great car, but they fucking love this Camaro, and they drove it. It's also an American car in the middle of Mexico, so it is exotic to these guys because they're all Mexican. So they love it.
Do Mexicans make their own cars?
They have a new one. Mexico is coming out with a new, like really expensive, like Lamborghini type equivalent.
Really?
Yeah, and the place we were at is getting one. They're like one of the first ones coming out of the line. They're getting.
What about Canada? Do they make their own cars?
That's a good question.
I don't think they do. Maybe they've made a couple.
You'd think they would because they're right next to Detroit, aren't they?
Yeah, but maybe they see what kind of douchebags build cars. And they're like, let's just buy their shit. Stay out of their business. Stay out of their creepy business.
They're like Duncan when he used to live with you. He was like, "Why buy weed? Joe's got weed right here."
Have you seen the new Camaro ZL1 that's coming out?
No.
Oh my God, it's a new one with a Corvette engine in it. So it's like I think it's 500 plus horsepower. I think it's like 540 or 550 or something like that. Ridiculously fast. Handles awesome. Wow. Looks fucking spectacular. It looks like a proper American muscle car. And this one, the ZL1, is going to be ridiculous. Adam Ferrara just got one, and he drove it around, and he said he would show up. He goes, "I would show up." You know, Adam's got that Long Island accent. Like, I would show up, my fucking heart's racing. I'm just like I just went through something. The fucking car is ridiculous, man. You're not supposed to have that kind. You got a rocket under your dick. You know, what the fuck are you riding around in?
Is he really a car guy?
He loves cars. Yeah.
This is the color you should get.
Yeah. He's great on the show.
Chameleon paint. Have you heard of chameleon paint?
Oh, that's the most ridiculous shit.
Wait,
ever.
wait,
Have
wait,
you heard
wait,
of
wait,
it?
wait.
It changes when you turn the corners.
Like it has like a million different colors, and it changes depending on the light. Somebody posted on the Miffin 23, posted on the Rogan board.
Get the one. Get the
It's
one
awesome
Bieber
if you
has.
want to let everyone know that you're Puerto Rican.
Don't get the one that Bieber has.
The one Bieber has with the mirrors.
That's
Have you seen
so
that one?
fucked up. Can you imagine?
Have you seen it?
No.
Can you imagine driving?
Oh my
on
God,
a
I'm
sunny
not
day?
copying Justin Bieber.
No, put
ever.
a
Yeah, I showed you.
But I met him, and
I
he's a
showed
very
you.
nice guy.
I showed you the mirror car, Joe. His car that's all made out of mirrors,
Yeah, you did.
or it's aluminum or
Yeah,
foil.
I actually enjoyed meeting him. He's a UFC fan. He likes boxing.
Oh, you met him in L.A.?
We met him in the UFC.
Oh.
Came by and said hi. Very
That's
nice
cool.
kid. Very friendly kid.
They kiss you on the cheek or the lips?
Neither one. We shook hands. We shook hands like
lips.
men. I met Robin Williams, and I didn't know I met Robin Williams.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Shut up.
Crazy. I did a show at the Improv Friday night, And afterwards, me and Joey were hanging out, and you know the upper area where you can eat?
Yeah.
We were hanging out and taking pictures. So there's a line to get up there to take pictures. So this guy's in the line. He gets up to me, and he's talking to me. He's complimenting me, saying these nice things about the show. It was fearless and all that. He was very complimentary. And I was really thankful. I was like, wow, thank you. Thank you very much. And then I realized, holy shit, you're Robin Williams.
Wait, you realize in the middle of him telling you
In
these?
the middle of him talking to me, I didn't know it was Robin Williams. He had a beard. He had a white beard on. He had glasses on and a baseball hat.
Oh, so he just looked like some old dude.
He just looked like some dude. Yeah, just some guy with a beard. But he was very nice. But his voice threw me off. And then I realized, because he was being kind of soft-spoken, there was a lot of people around.
Yeah.
And he was trying to fly under the radar. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, I'm talking to Robin Williams.
Wait, how crazy is that he came down to meet you?
It was awesome. I've only had a couple times where something like that has happened where it really kind of freaked me out. One of them was Gene Simmons came to our New Year's show.
Really?
Yeah. And
he's a dick.
He was a great.
I fucking hate him.
He was bad to you?
Oh, he's a fucking cunt to me.
Really?
Really bad.
What happened?
Like top 5 worst experiences with a celebrity.
Holy shit. What happened?
We were doing the X show, and we were going to interview him, and I told the producers, I was like, I fucking am the biggest Kiss fan. I grew up. Like any Halloween from the first 10 years of my life, I was one of the fucking guys from Kiss. A fucking talent show. I dressed up in my mom's leotard, her gayest belt possible, 2 bike chains and a Kiss thing, and just jammed out to party all night long. Just for fucking 3 minutes, just jammed out, like air guitared it. Fucking loved Kiss. Literally loved Kiss. And
so what happened?
And so then I tell them that, and they go, great. We'll set up the interview. This is going to be a fucking cakewalk. The only other time I did that to the show was when Slash was there. So I was like, I love fucking Slash. And I got along great with Slash. We ended up drinking in my fucking whatchamacallit. So he shows up.
Drinking in my fucking whatchamacallit.
In my green room. My dressing room. So fucking Gene Simmons shows up, and I go up to, he's in the room. I got to do the pre-interview. So I go to his dressing room, and I knock on the door, and they open it. And I said, Mr. Simmons, my name's Bert. I'm the host of the show. I'll be doing the interview. And he just puts his finger in front of my face, and he goes, no. And I went, what? And he goes, not now. And he shut the door in my face. I went, okay. I go, clearly it's early in the morning. Maybe he's not a morning guy. That's fine. I'm going to give him his time to have his coffee or whatever. And then before I go out on stage, I'll do my pre-interview while he's going through makeup. So he's doing his makeup, and I come in, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Come in, and I go, Mr. Simmons, my name's Bert. I'll be doing the interview. And he goes, didn't I tell you not to speak? And I went, okay. And then he looked at someone, and he goes, is he interviewing me? I don't want him to interview me. And I went, oh, fuck. Like, what did I do? So then I leave, and then Mark Cronin comes in, and he goes, listen, Gene doesn't want a guy to interview him. He wants Daphne, the girl. He wants Daphne to interview him. I go, Daphne doesn't know shit about Kiss. I go, this is my hero. I can't be on. He goes, I'll tell you what. I will let you can be on the couch, and you can just kind of hang out in the interview, and you can jump in as much as possible. But Daphne's going to run the interview. Gene would rather Daphne run it. And I went, okay. So I go out, I sit on the couch, I don't say a word. Now I'm being respectful. I'm like, all right, clearly whatever it is, maybe at the end I can just tell him what a big fan of Kiss I am. So I sit on the couch, Daphne does the interview, I jump in here and there, it's totally comfortable, totally cool. We cut for commercial, and everyone that works on the show has headsets on. And we're mic'd, we can hear everyone. And Daphne says, Gene, the reason Bert's out here is he was the biggest Kiss fan growing up. And Gene goes, really? And she goes, yeah, he dressed as Gene Simmons. He dressed as you for Halloween. And I go, yeah, as a matter of fact. And he looks at me, he goes, shut up. I'm talking to her. And I went, but you're talking about me. And he goes, turn around. And I went, now I go to turn around, and I see everyone that's working on the floor of the X show literally turn, because they're all headsets in. They turn and look as I'm turning around. They're like, oh my God. So I turn around, and Daphne's just like appalled. And then all of a sudden, Cronin comes out of the room, and he goes, you know what? I think we got it all in the first one. And Gene's like, I need to talk about my doll that I'm selling. And he's like, yeah, we'll bring it up later. And he goes, but I have a lot of products I'm trying to sell. He's like, we got it. Thank you, Mr. Simmons. And Gene gets up and leaves. And I was like, what a fucking cunt.
Wow.
What? And I fucking, to the day I die, I will fucking slam his name. I've never been treated worse, and I've never treated anyone even an eighth. I'm not granted, I'm not Gene Simmons. I don't get hassled all the fucking time by every rock fan ever. But like Jim Norton had a horrible story with him when he first met him.
He did?
Yeah, Jim had a horrible story. Craig Gass has a horrible story. Everyone has a horrible story. And then if you can help him, like obviously Opie and Anthony's is a huge show, and Gene realized that he needed to have little Jimmy on his side. I don't know what it is, but Jimmy now had a good experience with him, and they're friends. So, but I fucking hated that guy.
Wow.
That sucks to hear that.
It sucks because I was like such a big fan. You know, you meet Slash, and Slash is literally like the coolest fucking guy. Sit down on the couch. I go, hey man, how you doing? He goes, not good. My wife kicked me out last night. I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, and he was like, and I can't find
I
any
just
booze.
hear those words and I'm like, oh, if I heard that from Slash, I'd be like, dude, we're drinking.
I said to him, I go, I got booze in my green room, and he goes, stands up, let's go. And we walk right in my green room with 2 XO glasses and start drinking.
That's awesome.
And then he says, and then he gets done this show. This is the Slash. He goes, looks at me and he's like, what's your schedule for the rest of the day? And I'm like, and I had that girl, remember that girl I dated with cerebral palsy? She was there, and I was like, nothing. He goes, because I got to fly to Europe in a few hours, but I wouldn't mind having another drink. So we go to my green room and just keep drinking until his car takes him. I was like, what a fucking great dude.
That's hilarious.
Oh, let me tell you what sucks, man. My poisonous snakes had an earthquake. You know, like just a fucking, he's an awesome fucking guy. And then you cut to Gene Simmons, like Joe Montana, amazing. Fucking, do you remember, who was the Nigerian Nightmare? He was a football player.
I don't know anything
This is
about
my
football.
favorite. The guy's name, if you type in the Nigerian Nightmare, Brian, you'll come up with his name. He was a fucking beast. They took him out of Africa, put him in the backfield for the Chiefs.
And he was nice too, is that
and
what
he
you're gonna
was
say?
a monster, right? So but he didn't, his English was always
Christian Okoye.
Okoye. He's huge. He's like fucking 6'6", 350. So I tell him, I go,
Jesus.
so we do the interview, and everyone wants to take pictures. And I go, oh, I want one too, but I want one with just me and you shirtless in my green room. And so everyone laughs, and he doesn't laugh. He doesn't get it. He's like, oh, and I was like, okay. So everyone laughs. We leave. I'm walking to my green room. All of a sudden, he's behind me, and he goes, let's take picture now shirtless in your green room. And I was like, uh-oh. I go, oh, I'm kidding. And then he goes, I got you, funny boy. I was like, I thought I was getting fucking ass raped.
Can you imagine? How long do you think you could fight him off?
I wouldn't
6'6",
fight him
350?
off. Ooh.
You wouldn't fight him off at all?
No,
You just let it happen?
Yeah, I'd be like, let me just blow you.
Turtle up. Just turtle up.
I was
and
asking
take
the
it.
audiences this week, what would you rather? Okay?
I finish in your mouth, Bert.
What would you rather? Okay. This is my genius bit of material I was working on this week. Suck a dude's dick for 15 minutes.
Right.
Like the whole time up until climax, and then you get to pass it off, or be the dude that sucks it for that 15 seconds and just take a
Bert,
load in the mouth.
You know we just landed on Mars? You know we just landed on Mars, Bert? We just have a
Wait, what was the
a
other one?
Mars rover, flew through fucking space for 8 months, landed on Mars.
Or
You're like,
take
would you
a load.
rather-
Whatever, that's fake, Joe. That whole
Suck the
thing's fake.
dick or take the load, Brian.
Suck the dick or take it?
Suck the dick all the way up to the climax, then you can pass it off. So you got to start it off, and then, or
I
just
am not
take
going
the
to
load.
participate.
Is that a real
in your
question?
That's a
childish
very
fucking
real question.
When Brian is asking you if something's real, that's how dumb this is.
No, I mean, you obviously would want to get your dick sucked instead of doing the sucking.
That's not in the game, Brian.
That's not what he said, Brian. You're not even paying attention. Brian's
You think I'm asking you to suck
barely
your dick?
It's so hot in here.
Brian is barely here. It is not hot in here, dude.
Is it hot
The air conditioning's on. I feel it blowing
I
right
must be.
now.
I'm still sick, so it
You're
might be
sick,
just
bud.
All right, change the subject. Brody Stevens show is fucking amazing.
Yes.
Is it?
It is so fucking good.
It is
It is
really
on
good.
HBO Go, and it is so good that I watched the pilot. Pilot ends, like the first one ends, and I'm hooked, and I realize at that moment I'm watching every single one of them.
And so, why does everyone on the show think he's gay? Is that the word?
Well, no,
A lot of people think he's gay.
it's just out there. It's like I think his mom questions his sexuality,
His
and he says, you know, I'm into chicks. And at one point, he's in his room, like talking to the camera, and he pulls out a Playboy. He goes, "See, look, I have a Playboy. This is what I like." So I believe it. I mean, I never thought he was gay.
I've always thought that whenever someone has to like really try to convince you that they're not gay, they're probably gay.
I think if you're getting it called by your mom and your sister, you're just tired of fucking like. Look, I'm. Not
I think his
gay.
mom thinks he's straight, but his sister thinks he's gay. But he doesn't talk to his sister.
Why does his sister think he's gay? Because he doesn't have a girlfriend?
I don't know. She bullies him. It's a fucking so good, Joe. Joe, you watch the first
His sister
episode.
bullies him?
Yeah,
It's amazing. It's on HBO Go and it's on HBO on demand, and it's everyone. I mean, everyone loves it, and everyone watches all 6 episodes in a row. You're hooked like fucking Lost in the first. It needs to be longer.
the
It needs to be a
beginning
second
one
season.
is introducing you to Brody Stevens, pretty much, and it's everything you love about Brody, everything you love, and it's Zach explaining why Brody's so funny, what we like about him,
Sarah Silverman,
and then it ends with his mental breakdown.
Wow.
and then
You're
like,
and then
"What?"
the next one is documenting the mental breakdown, like Sarah, Zach, voicemails that he left Zach. I mean, he's fucking. And then you're like, where the fuck is this going to go from here? Like, and then it's him coming out of the whatchamacallit, and then it's him going through therapy and like really kind of trying to get out and get some success and get out and and deal with whatever issues he had in the past. It is so fucking good. And here's what it really is too. It's a great representation of Brody because he's hilarious, but he's also very vulnerable. He's very honest. It's so
the best
fucking
introduction
good.
to Brody in the real. If you did not know who Brody was and you watched that, you are now a Brody fan. I mean,
Yes.
it's that good.
And what is it called?
It's called Enjoy It. Brody
Enjoy It.
Stevens, Enjoy It.
If you watch the first 2 minutes, you'll go,
Watch the whole
I gotta
thing.
watch the whole thing.
And you can get like a bunch of them, right?
You can
There's
get
like 6 episodes.
6 of them, so you
yeah,
can.
so HBO is kind of testing this out, and hopefully it does great because
How long are they?
16 minutes each, something like
Oh,
that.
perfect.
It's so good.
Perfect.
Have you seen Jerry Seinfeld's thing?
A comedian with cars?
Comedians in cars getting coffee.
No.
Really interesting, man. It was him and Larry David, and it was fun, like seeing these two brilliant guys that have accomplished like this incredible task, creating Seinfeld, that sitcom, palling around together in this old Volkswagen, like many years later. It was really cool. Yeah. It was really cool just to hear them talk, and they're talking about cars, and Seinfeld's talking about the kind of cars that he likes to drive.
Are they in
and-
different cars every time? 'Cause that
yeah,
would
well,
be
he
cool.
collects cars.
Oh, that's awesome.
Seinfeld has a
I know where
fuckload of cars.
I know where his car collection is.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
But he has Colin
That's
Quinn on.
creepy, Brian.
Where did you
Someone's
see
gonna
this?
kidnap
My
you
friend
and
has an
torture
office
you.
next to it.
Someone's going to kidnap you and torture you just so you give up the location.
Oh,
Where did you see this?
It's online. I think it's called comediansincarsgettingcoffee.com.
He has Colin Quinn on.
what a great idea.
I did the Laugh Factory podcast yesterday with Dom Herrera and Jamie Masada, the owner of the Laugh Factory, and I said that that's when I didn't like Jerry Seinfeld, which is really, there was a moment in time where I was slightly upset at him just for a half a second. But when I say something like that on the podcast, it's really ridiculous, because the only reason why I was upset was when Kramer got busted, and then when they were on Letterman, and Kramer called in via satellite and was sitting there, and people were laughing at some of the things he said, and Jerry goes, "Stop it! It's not
Right.
funny."
I remember.
I was like, "Oh, come on, man!
God.
That's ridiculous." I got upset at him for a brief second. I said
Well,
that, but he's a
him protecting his friend, you know.
yeah, of course, I understand. He's uptight. Look, the guy doesn't ever talk about sex. Ever. If you watch any of his stand-up, there's nothing sexual. You don't get to know him. What he is like a master joke teller. He's like a master comedian. He could take any subject and put it through his professional mind and find the best way to get the funny in it. It's that kind of funny that doesn't appreciate like the kind of, like if Stanhope was there, and if it was Stanhope's friend that had done that on television, he would be laughing with the crowd. He would be laughing.
Yeah.
His face would be red. I could see him just talking ad nauseum about the subject. But to Jerry Seinfeld, he could not see the humor in the chaos.
Yeah.
And I think that's silly. There's more humor in chaos in this country than there is in anything else.
I've gotten nervous on stage as of late because of the onslaught of technology and people recording and people just posting and recording and recording.
They're
and
just going to
posting
do
and blogging.
that. You just got to accept that. I ask people, if you come to my shows, please don't put it up on YouTube for a bunch of reasons. One, because I'm working on this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always working on shit. I don't want it to be, like, if it's going to be out on a DVD, I want it to be the right stuff. I want it to be done. There it is. So while you're, capturing that and then putting it up, you're kind of fucking up my process a little bit.
Chris Rock said he's going to stop going on stage until they figure it out.
Oh, well, good luck
Some
with
article.
him. That's silly. I would never do
He
that.
was saying
I
that
think he's not. He's being facetious.
It was an article I read online, but he was saying, he was like, it really sucks because when people tape it and put it up, then that's the representation that the world gets to see.
Yeah.
And he goes, the evolution of the joke, black people versus N-words. He goes, the evolution of that joke was horrible.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times where it just didn't look right.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, and then I got it to the place where it worked, and even still, it's like. Once you even get it to where it works, it's not until another 6 months later that you figure out the right tag. And it's like, that's the thing that sucks is like, fucking, you trying to write a joke and then people videotape and put it up and you're like, I wasn't fucking done.
Yeah, and it's also the people can know what your material is before they come to your shows. They'll know like all the stuff that you're gonna do.
Yeah,
because if they saw last week's show on Calgary or wherever it was. Yeah, it's but you know what, man, that's just a part of life.
Yeah,
this is the new world we live in. All I can do is just do my best, try to write as much as possible, perform a lot, stay sharp, keep coming up with new shit, keep going out there and going at it. All that other stuff is just whatever it is. You can't stop it. You gotta, when it comes to technology and things like, when it comes to people filming your art, that you're doing in front of a large group of people and in front of an audience, there's people that are going to want to film it. That's what they want to do. It's part of life.
I wonder why they want to film it.
It's because they're enjoying it. They're a big Bert Kreischer fan. They come to see you, man. They're all excited. If I go to see somebody, man, I'll fucking think about filming it. If I went to see like a really good comic, if Dave Chappelle was doing a set and Brian was there and they let Brian put up his camera, I'm like, yeah, get a copy of that. I would love to see that. I love comedy, man.
Yeah,
I love comedy. I like bootleg, recordings of bands sometimes too.
I have the first set that Chappelle did on when he came back from being crazy in Africa and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did it at the Comedy Store, and I gotta.
Oh, you should put that online.
That's so fucking crazy
no.
that I automatically was like, I want to see that.
I'm like an asshole. I'm going against you.
Dave Chappelle.
You should write a blog
He's
about
gonna
that.
fight you in the ring. I heard.
Oh, did you read that? That's from 2008.
Is it?
Yeah, he never really said that anyway. So somebody just made it up.
He looks
Just
fucking
trolling.
ripped though.
But he is working out. But he still smokes cigarettes. It's sad. He's such a smart guy. Unlike Brian. Brian enjoys them. Just with strep throat, he's in there puffing away.
I didn't have any when I was on strep throat. I had one recently because I was like, damn, I miss the beauty of cigarettes.
Wait,
beauty of
you
cancer.
had quit?
Yeah,
Technically,
I didn't
you went
smoke
through the hard
I didn't
part?
smoke 4 days.
Yeah, so you made it through the hard part and you went right back to
Fuck, it's an amazing thing. It's like, why do you not want to watch HD TV again?
What? Cigarettes are that good to you?
Great, they're awesome. Cigarettes, coffee, pussy.
How are cigarettes good for you? What does it do for you?
It tastes good. It's relaxing. It just takes you down a notch. When you need to think about something, you light a cigarette up, and it just kind of puts you in this like little zone.
Do you know why? Because
Nicotine.
not even that, just the other stuff. But every time you smoke a cigarette, there's like a slow countdown before you need another one, before your system needs that fix. And when it doesn't have that fix, then you get all antsy. And that antsiness just probably doesn't even manifest itself like really obviously in your everyday life. You're just a little bit more tense, just a little bit weirder, a little bit whatever. And you're like, man, I need a fucking cigarette. And so then whatever happens, you get some pussy, you fucking, you step out of the office for a second, and then you hit it.
Yeah, but everybody has that antsy shit.
And you're like,
you just do certain things.
wow. That just relaxed me. No, it gave you a fix. You're a junkie.
Yeah, some
It
people
gave you a
do that.
fix.
Take that
You were
fix
getting
in
sick.
food. Some people take that fix in alcohol. Some people
Yeah.
take that fix in playing pool. Some people, you have that antsy shit.
What?
People don't take that fix
Okay,
and play
Brian,
pool.
I'm saying that's
Boss, you mind if I hit the pool hall real quick?
the most
play some balls.
ridiculous arguments I've ever heard. But
Oh my god, it is not hot in here for you guys.
not at all.
I am
No,
drenched.
the AC's on, man. It's coming out of there.
All right, let me
It's
see your
cool.
armpit, Bert.
Oh, I sweat naturally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a sweater.
Both you bitches could use to sweat it off a little bit. It's not bad for
I've been
you.
sweating for 4 days. I'm the most detoxed person right now.
What is it about the cigarettes that keeps you from? I mean, it's bad for you. What is it about it that is it just you just may weigh the risks versus the reward, and you're like, fuck it. I'll
I
pay
like
it
the
later.
whole thing, man. I like going out to have a cigarette and then
The ritual.
talking to the people outside. I like eating a good meal. It just after that, you have a fucking cigarette and it's like a perfect mint to a dinner. With alcohol, forget about it. That's just like it's ridiculous how great cigarettes are with alcohol. It's like a good pairing with everything. And yeah, I understand it's fucking horrible. Yeah, I'm going to get fucking butthole cancer of the lungs, but like I don't care. Like I know I need to quit. I know I need to quit, but I'm not in a huge rush to quit. You know?
If I told you that all of the stuff that you just said you loved, that you could erase that and never know, like never have smoked ever.
Okay.
Would you do it? Or would you still go, fuck it, I still want to
I would
smoke?
not believe that there's a thing like that because you can't erase the fucking whole.
No, I tell you right
ritual.
now, I smoked and I
You got-
do
you're
not
saying
smoke.
hypnotized?
No, I smoked and I
close?
don't smoke and I have no want for it
Right.
whatsoever. And none. No, it's been a very long time that I've not smoked a cigarette. But like I'm saying is, you will quit, and then soon you will. All that shit you love will just disappear, and you'll go, it's funny, I don't miss them. Like I don't miss them at all.
So you don't ever think like, oh man, that cigarette actually smells really good right now.
Never do I think a cigarette smells good.
Really?
No one thinks a cigarette smells good except the person with it in their mouth.
I don't. I
Brian
love the smell of a
goes
cigarette.
up and down because I swear when Brian didn't smoke cigarettes, he had a completely different tune. He would tell you how horrible they were and how the smell of it makes him sick now, and he can't believe he was ever so stupid that he smoked, and he feels so much better and he can think better. And it's like it's not. I have this constant worry about when the next cigarette is coming.
It's like owning an Android device and bragging about it. Yes, I understand.
That's what you used to be like. It used to be like that, and then you got back to cigarettes. Now you're like, cigarettes are the most awesome thing in the world.
They make. I'll tell you what. The only thing is they make a long car ride doable.
Oh, car rides.
You know what makes a long car ride doable? This shit right here, podcasting.
Oh fuck yeah!
This is the best for
where
road trips.
this is designed. That's why we don't do them live, folks. People go, you guys should have a live podcast. You know how annoying that would be if we were live in your car at a giant comedy club. Those things are
live.
the only way.
Live.
The only way a live podcaster would be cool is if the live part was interactive.
Don Barris did it right. Don Barris
Did
did
he?
a live podcast successfully on his Big 10 or Big 3 podcast. He did it in front of a studio audience. He did 2 episodes. It was
Well,
hilarious.
Don's more like he puts on a show, though.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's more. His isn't like a standard podcast like the way we would
Right.
have. Like if we did this in front of a live audience, it probably wouldn't be the best.
It would suck.
But what I was thinking is, I think what would be a great idea though is to have an interactive one, have like a question and answer sort of a podcast. That would be easy to do, and
I would
people
love
would
to
enjoy
answer
that.
people's questions.
Yeah, and we could put that online, and people would enjoy that, and that would be actually a fun thing. And if we did it on a night at a comedy club, we could do some stand up too. You know, we could all go do a set first. I'll do like a short set. You know, maybe everybody does like 15, 20 minutes. So the first hour of it plus is just comedy.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a little Q&A where all of us get on like we did at the end of my comedy special in Atlanta. Everybody came on stage in Atlanta. Joey was up there.
Really?
Yeah. And we all, Duncan was up there. We all talked to the audience, and the audience got to ask us questions.
What kind of questions do they ask? Do they ask like,
Where'd you get them DMT, man? Where'd I get that
serious?
DMT, man? It's a lot of the questions are silly. One of them was a guy who wanted to challenge me about the moon landing.
Who would win, Brock versus a flotation tank?
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, did you see the rover?
Yeah, that was really sweet, actually.
I don't not believe that we went to the moon. People are confused on my stance. I've altered it several times, so there is some confusion. My current stance is I do not believe that we didn't go to the moon, and I'm not convinced that we went. That's what I think. I'm not.
Hold on, say that again.
I said I would never say we didn't go
Okay.
because I don't know if we went, but I'm not convinced we went. No, I'm not 100% convinced. It sounds so stupid. I know it sounds stupid, but I think it might have been possible.
It's more interesting that you don't believe it, though.
Yeah. It is.
Like because you do that with almost everything. You want to believe the opposite.
Well,
You're a rebel.
I want to. No, I want to be honest. Like when it comes to like Bigfoot and UFOs, believe me, dude. Nobody wants to believe in Bigfoot or UFOs more than me. Nobody does. But I look at it and I go, I am not buying it. I'm not buying it. Especially not buying UFOs. I just look at it. I look at the people that are talking about it, and I go, I think there's some fuckery afoot. I think that there's a lot of people that are seeing government aircrafts that they don't understand, a lot of stealth technology, a lot of new drones and all kinds of shit that the government's been working on forever. I think a lot of it is that. Do I rule out the possibility that somewhere someone in our past has seen a spaceship from another dimension or another world? No, definitely not. But there's too many sightings. I'm not buying it. I think most of it is crazy people. You know, if you a certain amount of any story you hear from people, any fantastical story that just gets distributed through the internet or the news or whatever, a huge percentage of that has got to be crazy people that want attention, because it's so easy to get attention. And if you're the type of person that wants to fake something, what are you going to do? You can make crop circles, you can make a fake UFO photo.
Well, they believed for a long time the crop circles were real, and then they did that video where the guy proved he could do it in the night.
The only problem with the only problem with those crop circles is the ones that they can do, they pale in comparison to some of the ones that are unexplained.
Yeah, because the kick-ass people don't want to talk to.
Not just that. There's something that happens to the nodes of the plant. They explode out like with energy.
Using a chemical.
Like, well, it looks like a microwave. They actually, what I was going to say is there was a show where they some kids from MIT, I believe it's from MIT or Harvard, recreated all of the situations that happen inside of a crop circle. They did it inside of 4 hours. They did it at night. They did it with night vision. They put together it wasn't the most complex, but it was a pretty cool one. It was a cool crop circle that mimicked the one of their science buildings on their campus. And they actually figured out a way to, there's little iron fragments, like almost microscopic, like balls of iron, melted iron that people have found inside the crop circles.
They recreated that?
They looked at that and they said, well, maybe this is evidence that some sort of a massive microwave technology was being used, and it cooked the ground, and the iron in the ground was turned into these hot little metal beads. There was there was some sort of a reaction to it. That was one of the thoughts, and maybe they connected that to the growth nodes, to the fact that these nodes had exploded. But these kids, these students, were able to recreate all of the different characteristics. They made the growth nodes. They had a microwave thing that they would blast. He was wearing like a crazy radiation suit and shit. It was pretty nuts. With a long extension cord attached to a generator, and they're microwaving all the wheat. And then when they microwaved the wheat, some of it popped and blew out, just like those growth nodes.
Really?
So they recreated that. They had this fire gun that they would spray this carbon into, and they were like trying to make these little iron, molten iron pellets, and they recreated it. They recreated these iron, I think it was like iron ore or something like that. I forget what it was. They were shooting through this blast of fire. And then they eventually did it with a bomb. They put the iron ore in a bomb, and they blew a bomb up sky high in the middle of the field. All these are ridiculous, because that's not how the people who did it could have done it. Because otherwise people are going to see this fucking torch in the middle of their field. They're going to hear the bomb go off in the middle of their field. So it doesn't explain it well enough for it to be reasonable for the iron particles. But the other thing was the expulsion, the explosion of these nodes in these plants. They can only do it in a couple of plants, whereas in these larger crop circles that are more complex, it seems like it's much more prevalent. So the real question is, how are they doing those things? And there's a lot of people that believe, and it might really be not a bad idea or not a bad thought, is that this is just some technology that is not public. That there's a way to make a geometric pattern in a field of wheat with some sort of a laser that's attached to a satellite that's in the sky, and that it can shoot down and cut into the ground like this thing, that it can microwave these plants and flatten them out. It sounds ridiculous, but so does the internet. Everything sounds ridiculous.
I had a guy from the CDC in my show in Atlanta.
What is the CDC? Center for Disease Control?
Yeah, and he had me convinced. I'm telling you, convinced that the government created AIDS to kill gays and blacks.
Well, he's an idiot.
Convinced.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. There's people that say that are silly.
That
is so silly. You think that the government is trying to kill off gays and black people? Well, they're doing a real shit job of it. Okay, because there's gay people and black people everywhere. Maybe it is true. Maybe it is true. Maybe that's why the government, because the government fucks up everything. Right. They fuck up everything. So in them trying to wipe out gays and blacks, they've actually increased their numbers tenfold. It's so stupid.
They're doing a horrible job.
Yeah, it's so stupid. We're trying to kill off the poor people. No, poor people are dying because they're sick, you crazy fuck. And when the standard for calling someone, like the real problem with AIDS in Africa, everyone's like, AIDS, Africa, everyone has AIDS in Africa. Yeah, but you know what? You know what AIDS is? AIDS means your fucking immune system is crashed. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. And one of them is the lack of nutrition those people have. But
so it's
when
not
you attach
HIV.
no, a lot of it isn't, man. When you attach AIDS to the same, like when you call it all the same thing, it's not all the same thing, man. The AIDS, the crushing of the immune cells, the immune system that these Africans are experiencing may or may not be HIV related. But they're not testing them all for HIV when they come up with these statistics. They're seeing people with AIDS. They're seeing people who are wasting away, and they know what the fuck is going on. But I guarantee you that a percentage of that has got to be nutrition. A large percentage.
I thought that's crazy. I thought everyone just had AIDS. Like
no, it becomes
HIV.
it becomes a social issue, and it becomes something like if you want to donate money to AIDS research, that is like that's like real. That's real. But if you want to donate money to, there's these people that aren't eating and they're getting really sick. Oh, they don't even have a disease. I'm going to save my money for a disease.
Yeah.
It's all disease. Anything, if you got fucking bulimia, that's a disease. You're dis-ease. You're not at ease. You're a fucking mess. And these poor people in Africa, what you're dealing with is a bunch of different factors. I'm sure some of them are getting HIV too. And whether or not HIV even causes AIDS, there's that Peter Duesberg guy who scares the fucking shit out of you because he's a biologist at the University of California, Berkeley. And look, I have no understanding of biology, diseases, how they work, how they enact, retroviruses. I don't understand any of that stuff, right? So when I listen to a guy like that talk and say that he doesn't believe that HIV even causes AIDS and he thinks that AIDS is a bunch of different people.
That's the most ridiculous shit ever.
Sounds like it is, right?
That's just like you're always against when you were a kid, did people lie to you a lot? Like every single person lied to you, right?
I'm really good at spotting liars. Because I get lied to a lot. Yeah, sure.
Like how your dad was lying to you?
I was around a bunch of idiots.
Okay.
So I was about a bunch of crazy, violent idiots when I was a little kid.
Right.
So I, at an early age, was forced to look at everything for myself. I couldn't trust that guy. I thought he was cool. I thought he was my dad until he started hitting my mom. I couldn't trust that guy because even though it's my grandfather, he was trying to fuck my mom in front of me.
What?
Yeah. I remember that when I was a little kid. My mother was running away from my dad's dad because he was trying to grab her and he was trying to grab her pussy in front of me.
Shit's bananas.
How old were you?
I was real little. I was like 4 or 5, but it was one of those staining memories, like where he's like chasing her around like a counter or something like that. And it just creeped me the fuck out, man.
Is your mom still alive?
Yeah.
Where does she live?
I don't want to tell people.
Hey, so I got something that I need to tell you guys. You guys need to get this done.
My mom doesn't like me talking about her on the podcast.
Really?
Bert, you need to get this
very
done.
Private person.
Joe, you
We're in the
definitely
middle of
need
talking
to
about
get
my
this
mom,
done.
dude.
I know. I was changing it for
about
you.
a little respect.
I was
My
changing it for
mom
you.
would love me to talk about her. She'd be like, "Bring me up."
What do you want to say?
When I had my AIDS outbreak this weekend, when I was at the doctor and they put that thing in your ear to look through, make your ears. I don't know why they need to see your ears, but they were like, dude, your earwax is really bad. I can't even see your eardrums.
Oh my god! Please tell me you're pulling up a video on the internet of cleaning out ears.
No.
I just saw that the other day.
All right.
Well, he's just telling you. He's about to tell you that he just did it.
So they're like, that's bad. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I actually always have to try to clean my ears out with hydrogen peroxide. I'm always doing the Q-tip thing. And she's like, no, that shit just pushes it in. It does nothing. No, you need to come back here. Here, pour this in your ears tonight, and then pour it in this one in your ear in the morning, and come back to me in a day or two. And I'm like, okay. And so I go home, I pour this shit in my ear, and then the next day I pour it in my other, ear, whatever. And I go there, and she puts this it was a heavy duty water pick in my ear, and she pushes it in. And at first you're like, it doesn't hurt. It kind of vibrates, so it's kind of uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt. And you're holding up this little jar next to your ear, and then she goes, "Oh my god, I've never seen that. That came all out in one chunk." And then I'm like, "What?" And I look at it, and the water's brown, and there's a chunk of wax the size of $50, and just amazing.
What?
It was amazing.
Your ear is $50 bigger than your head.
It was humongous, and she said that my whole ear canal was filled with wax.
Wow.
And what happens is she's like, there's two different kinds of ear wax. There's the ones that's kind of like honey, and there's one that's kind of like a prune. And she's like, you have the prune kind, which builds and builds, and it stays kind of like a hard thing, so you never even know it's there. It just makes your ear canal.
I gotta get the number of this lady.
Well, this is just a Minute Clinic in CVS, which I don't know if you know what those
Wait, you went into CVS to get this done?
No, I found this new. So, anyways, I did my other ear. It was twice as bad. Anyways, and now I have HD hearing. Like seriously, 2 or 3 times better hearing than I was there. Like,
wow.
People think like they have this thing after they get it done, where they call it like, oh, I have dog hearing now, and I'm like, that's what it feels like. I feel like I have been. Like I didn't pop my ears for 10 years.
Dude, I gotta get in on that.
So
have you seen the videos?
Yeah.
You know, that's why they have certain sounds that they put around certain buildings that only kids can hear. And it's like annoying to keep kids away.
Right.
Yeah, there's a frequency that young kids can hear that we can't hear anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard about that. There's a ringtone that you can get for your phone that does that frequency that only kids
So
can
your
hear.
parents can't hear when your
Can't hear
phone's
that you're getting
going?
text.
That's hilarious.
Wow. What did you interrupt or say? Because I had something to say about that. What you were saying? When I said
Videos?
very fast.
Very fast. What?
Remember, I was just saying the story, and I was like, "Oh wait, very fast." Anyways, the HD.
About your ear thing? When you
Yeah.
interrupted with the ear thing, we were talking about my mom.
No. I mean, during my ear story, Bert, you said something right at the very end, and it made me speed up the end. But I wanted to
I
get
don't know.
No idea.
We lost
fucking
it, son.
marijuana.
I've definitely got in. what?
Minute clinics.
Minute
I went to
clinics.
Minute Clinics. Did you know the CVS has these things? You just go in, you can be like, type in your name. This woman goes, all right, ready to see you. You come in and be like, hey, I got strep throat. She's, let me check. Yeah, you do. Here's your medicine prescription. Bye.
Shut up.
And you don't have to do any of the doctor shit anymore. So I just go to these minute
And is it
clinics.
a doctor who diagnoses it?
Yeah, well, it's a nurse or
Nurse practitioner. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so they know enough for most things, like most common colds,
Right.
strep throat, whatever bullshit. But so now I just go all the time because it's covered by insurance also. So and even if it wasn't, it's only like $60 or $70, and you just go there and be like, I think I have strep, and she's like, you open your mouth, she goes, you probably do. Yeah, you do. And then you just go next door and drop off your prescription. You're in and out in like an hour. There's no wait.
Do you know where they learned that from? The OxyContin clinics in Florida.
Right.
The pain management.
Yeah, pain management
A
centers.
lot of fucking money
They
in
learned
pain
from that.
management.
Well, there's a lot of money in prescribing all kinds of different medications. Anytime you can get a line of people that need some pills, and you can sell them some pills. You just have to have a doctor there that's willing to scribble some shit on some paper, and you're golden.
My buddy's doing that now. They've created a group of doctors who do house calls, but do house calls over the phone.
Oh,
Same
that's
thing.
interesting.
And so you basically, it's like, look, the majority of prescriptions are for antibiotics. So listen, I got a cold. I know I need fucking antibiotics. Can you just prescribe me
Do
antibiotics?
you take antibiotics every time you get a cold?
No, I don't. I don't take anything.
Good for you.
I don't take a fucking thing. That's how I test. It's that old Mitch Hedberg. It's how I test if I have AIDS. See if I'm alive in 5 days.
Yeah.
I've gotten sick too.
I had to do it with strep, but I usually don't either.
Well, I've had I got the flu when I have had the flu, I've taken medicine. I take that Tamiflu, taking that stuff.
Was it? I don't know.
It's very good when you right after you get the flu, like within. What are you doing?
Sticking things to my forehead,
Okay,
soaking up the sweat.
but that Tamiflu stuff's very effective if you catch it like really quick.
What do you guys talk about when you're not doing a podcast?
We don't talk much.
We try not to talk. He called me the other day, and I wanted to tell him about this ear shit, but we're like, I can't
stop
tell
it.
you. Yeah,
Stop it. We're like, stop talking.
And I was like, what's the point of talking? And I was like, we have to only talk about like the podcast that we just did, like that podcast yesterday.
Yeah, we'll talk. That's what we talk about. We'll talk about what went good, what didn't go so good.
Brian, how did you not videotape them cleaning out your ear?
I was
should've.
thinking of it. Yeah, it was really disgusting.
I would've
So
loved
they
to have seen that.
cleaned out your ear at CVS.
Yeah,
That's
they have a
Wait,
little.
I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah,
I want to get my
they
ears
have a
cleaned.
little closet. There's not every CVS. You have to have Minute Clinic, but if you go to like minuteclinic.com or whatever, or CVS, but they have like a little room about the size of a little small office, like, and you just go in and they do it all right there. It's super cheap, super convenient. I love it. And
I
they're
got a
really
colonic.
nice people.
I got a colonic one time. That thing was fucking amazing.
Speaking about health, okay, I tried the bacon and eggs diet in the morning, bacon, eggs, and coffee, and I tried the kale shake.
That's why you look so ripped, Bo.
And I'm back to the kale shake.
Really?
Unfortunately,
Wait, what was
the
the bacon and
reality
eggs?
is that bacon and eggs, when you have the bacon and eggs and coffee breakfast that Rob Wolf, the guy who wrote the Paleo Solution.
Weren't you supposed to try it for a month though?
No. Is that what he said?
Yeah, try it for a month and then let me know how you feel.
Really? I tried it for a little while. The digestive juices, it's a very different operation for a kale shake than it is for bacon and eggs. And the amount of energy I have, like when I have a kale shake, I don't feel hungry, but I have energy. It's a very weird thing. And it's not like I'm struggling to process the food that's in my body. So it's super easy to process because it's already Vitamixed down. It's already blended the fuck up. It does not taste that good. It doesn't. It tastes okay, but for the health benefits, I take that shit in the morning and I feel fucking great. And I've tried the other way. Listen, nobody likes fucking bacon and eggs more than me. I love it. I like bacon and eggs with hot sauce. That's what I like to do. Throw a little salt and pepper on them fucking sunny side up eggs and give me some fucking hot sauce. I'll eat the shit out of some bacon and eggs. And I fucking love bacon. When he was talking about cooking bacon for 2 hours, my dick got hard, okay? But the reality for me is that I find that I think I feel personally like I need some animal protein. I've tried like to go vegan before. I've tried to go for experimental purposes. I fucking miss meat, man. I miss it, especially after I lift weights or anything really strenuous. My body wants some meat, and I'm not really a big fan of cows. I wish they were treated better. I would rather eat game. I would rather eat wild things that were running around their whole life and then got blasted out of nowhere. I think that's like the most humane and the smartest way for us to approach it. Like, I really think Ted Nugent's got it nailed. That guy lives on a fucking giant ranch and he kills animals every day. He goes and he sits up in a tree stand and he waits and he shoots a fucking deer with a bow and arrow, and that's what they eat for dinner. Takes it home.
Good.
It's got, he's got a whole fucking setup out there. I mean, it's amazing. And it's so good for you, too. It's so good for you. But when I look at, like, what makes me feel the healthiest, I've tried the bacon and eggs in the morning, and although it's fucking fantastic and delicious as shit, I don't feel as good as when I have the kale shakes.
No, wait, what are you?
Kale shakes just give me more energy.
They're fucking amazing.
I'm not struggling to digest it. There's a difference between the digestion feeling of the bacon. And eggs, by the way, are pretty goddamn light. You could chew some eggs down. You could have like 3 sunny side up eggs with like very little butter, and it's really nothing. It's like it's really light.
If you poach them, they're fantastic. Yeah,
fantastic. Really light.
Well, what are you putting in your kale shake that it tastes like shit? 'Cause mine tastes amazing, but like it's
sperm. No, a little bit of that. I just put the standard ingredients: celery, cucumber, kale, and then I'm always have garlic, raw garlic, and ginger, and coconut oil. Rob Wolf says you should put coconut oil, so it helps your body to absorb the nutrients in the kale shakes when you add a little fat to it. And coconut oil is a really healthy fat to have anyway. It's really super good for you.
Mine tastes like juicy fruit. They're fucking amazing.
What are you putting in there?
Half a banana, half a pear, half an orange. Kale, and a handful of grapes.
So yours is more like a fruit smoothie.
Fruit smoothie, yes, it definitely. And I wonder, because when I was drinking them, I wasn't losing a ton of weight. I was plateaued hardcore.
That's a lot of calories.
I think it's a lot. The bananas have a dickload of calories.
Well, there's also all that other stuff. It's got a lot of sugar in it. You know? And even though it's fruit sugar, it's sugar, natural sugars from fruit. It's better for you than standard sugar. Processed sugar. You still really shouldn't have that much probably all the time. I think your body aches for greens. Fruits are very good, very important, especially after training. Yeah. After training, like, fruits taste fucking delicious. You have a nice, delicious pear after you have a hard workout. Watermelons are the best.
Donnell Rollins
too. Yeah,
Donnell Rollins. We were doing this TV show for whatchamacallit, for Comedy Central, and Donnell grew up in the hood. He's respectful. He wouldn't dress in gay shit because he was like, nah, my boys will see that shit and I'll never let that shit down. I'm not dressing like no gay. I'm not, that's Donnell. So Donnell,
you're gonna get him in trouble.
No, Donnell would say that on this podcast. So Donnell, we're out in the middle of the desert doing a photo shoot for Comedy Central. It's hot as fuck. We're all dusty, and they bring out a huge bowl of watermelon. And Donnell just fucking couldn't bring himself to eat the watermelon because he's like, nah, I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm not going to eat watermelon in front of a bunch of white people.
That's so silly.
So it was great.
So funny.
So it's just such a weird thing, that watermelon thing. Watermelon and chicken are both delicious.
They're
but
fucking
if
amazing.
you imply that black people enjoy watermelon and chicken, all of a sudden you're a racist. I'm implying you enjoy delicious foods. 2, by the way, maybe the best foods ever. Really good fried chicken is fucking fantastic. If you get like like Roscoe's chicken and waffle fried chicken,
Yeah.
You go to Roscoe's?
Oh,
You ever go to
yes.
Roscoe's?
Yes.
God damn, Roscoe's is good.
The waffles are
said
fucking even better than the
The
fried
waffles are sensational, and the fucking chicken is perfect. It's fucking, that's some good tasting food. And watermelon, when you're hot and thirsty, is the most satisfying fruit ever. How could anybody be upset that you're talking about them liking chicken and waffles,
all I ate
or chicken
for
and
4 days.
watermelon?
I don't know where that came in. Why that would be? Everyone likes that shit.
It's weird. You know, chickens at one point in time were a luxury item. That's why, like, one of the presidents, I think it was Roosevelt, promised a chicken in every pot. You know, the chicken was the more preferred animal. It was harder to get. It was beef was more common.
The reason they fried it, the reason is that it traveled well.
Really?
If you fried it, it could last.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was why the fried chicken was a big Southern thing, because you could travel with it.
How long will it last if you fry it?
I don't know. I mean, it lasts forever if you put it in a fridge, but I'm guessing more than one meal.
So this was they used to have to roll the dice with food back then, right? Where they made
Fuck.
food. They probably were like, real careful with like leftovers and shit. Once we figured out leftovers, it's really interesting because that's how sort of society was created. If you stop and look, first of all, we figured out how to get all our shit and put it together. We figured out agriculture, and we figured out how to get everything in one place. So we built cities, you know, and then you have resources. And you have everything's all stockpiled up, you know, and then it gets to where we're at today. It's like now we've figured out a way to stockpile pretty much everything, and even food in your house. Like you can eat it and cook it, and then you store it away in the freezer. So it's like you're stockpiling.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something you couldn't do when you were just walking around outside trying to hunt for food every day.
It was
You had
just hard keeping vegetables.
Yeah.
Like vegetables. Think how quick vegetables go bad.
They never-
And then they all ripe at once.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck.
Fuck.
Everyone, let's start eating cucumbers.
Yeah, it's all you could do. You got to eat them as quick as you can. And then in the winter, you're fucked.
If there's an apocalypse, the number one animal to get that'll sustain you and your entire family?
What?
Rabbit.
Rabbits.
Yeah, I saw
Why's
on
that?
this fucking
you
doomsday
can-
preparers.
You know, you can starve from eating rabbits. There's like a type of a lack of fat to your diet. You can literally starve. You don't get
serious?
enough nutrients. Yeah. If you were like trapped somewhere and all you had to eat was rabbits for like a month, you might starve to death just eating just those rabbits.
Well, this guy said you can.
Seems wrong.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's true.
This guy said they
see.
reproduce so quickly that within a year your fucking crop is huge.
Well, the thing is, you would have to eat other things as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
rabbit starvation is true.
Yeah.
Deaths from rabbit starvation or the eating of other skinny meat.
Who wrote that though? Bugs Bunny.
This is on This is on fucking Wikipedia with scientific statements.
Rabbit
I
number
was really.
32.
It's a form of acute malnutrition caused by excess consumption of any lean meat, coupled with a lack of other sources of nutrients, usually in combination with other stressors such as severe cold or dry environment. So if it's a severely dry, like a desert or really dry environment, you can eat rabbits and starve to death.
Weird.
That would
crazy.
suck dick.
Yeah, symptoms include diarrhea, headache, fatigue. That's every day for Brian.
Yeah,
You're dying of rabbit poison, son. I hate to tell you this. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
That's
yeah,
fucking
you
crazy.
need fat. Your body needs fat. It's very important. We got real weird with all this low fat this and low fat that. We need fat. There's a lot of like avocado. There's like healthy fats you can get from plants if you're not into eating animals, but you need some fucking fat in your body. You need to lube up those joints, bitch.
I just want protein and some vegetables. That's my fucking diet these days.
Steak. That's what's up. That's what's up, vegans. You don't know.
Yeah.
I'm down with all your food. You guys make some delicious, nutritious, and very healthy food. However, it can't fuck with a ribeye. You cannot fuck with a ribeye over mesquite.
Bone
You get
in.
that mesquite. Fuck yeah, son. Did we say bone in? Fuck yeah, son.
There's no better feeling than
Oh, the smell. What's wrong with you? How could you run away from it? Fuck a cow. They would eat you. They would eat you. If you were made out of grass, they would eat the fucking shit out of you. They don't care about you. They're dumb as hell. You should not torture them, for sure. Absolutely. I think that factory farming is cruel. I'd be more willing to pay more for a burger that comes from sustainable farms where they're doing it organically and they, humanely kill the cow when it comes time to do it. I would much rather do that. But cows are here to be eaten. All right, don't get crazy. Steak is goddamn delicious. And if we didn't kill cows. We're gonna have to fucking run around neutering them. Then we're gonna have to figure out some way to stop them from fucking. We're gonna have a regular environment. We're gonna have to separate the bull from the cows, and then what? We just let those cows not breed and starve to death, or do we manage this or do we let this animal go extinct because we're not gonna eat it anymore? Because those are the options. Or mountain lions on the streets. Those are your options. What's your options? We bring fucking tigers into North America. There's a lot of assholes that would like that. Would you really?
Yeah, because I think it would make people nicer.
Look at Pasadena. Have you seen Pasadena? There's more bears in Pasadena again.
Like,
but think about it.
They're swimming in everyone's pools now. Like all these bears are going because it's so hot in Pasadena. They're going.
Well, they're coming down from Big Bear. They're coming down from Lake Arrowhead and Big Bear.
Yeah, but this is like a weekly thing now, and they pretty much just said, "Yeah, this is going to happen. It's really hot. They
Time to go bear hunting in the backyard." That's what I say. A bear that's in my yard can suck my dick. I'm gonna shoot him. Okay, I'm not calling conservation. I have a big.
What if he has tickets to Lady Gaga?
How much trouble do you think you get in trouble for killing a bear?
I don't give a fuck. Maybe I have to pay a fine.
What if it's Tom Segura?
That bear needs to be shot and killed. Do I really mean this? No, I'd probably call I'm just fucking around. I would call animal control. I would like definitely bring my kids and say this is what a bear looks like, and I would definitely have a gun on me, in case the bear tried to get into the house.
Do you have a shotgun?
Dude, I got a lot of shit.
Really?
Yeah. Don't fuck with me.
We shot machine guns.
I want to shoot crossbows.
I know guns, man.
I want to shoot crossbows.
Have you seen the videos of all this? By the way, in no way do we make light of any of the recent gun shooting tragedies that have been going on. When you discuss guns, I think that's sort of the elephant in the room. You have to bring up all these different tragedies that are going on.
Yeah.
This Sikh temple thing is so horrific, man. If you've never met Sikhs before, they are some of the nicest, most peaceful people. And they're saying that someone confused them, some white supremacist dude confused them with Muslims, and he was an idiot, and some 9/11 guy.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and messed up. He was a veteran. He's probably had PTSD. So anyway, he goes in and shoots up this place. But there's videos, and this is where it gets really crazy, of these people that are from the temple, who were talking to reporters, and they're talking about multiple gunmen. They said there were 3 other guys. They kept saying there's 3 other guys.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Pull it up. Here, I'll tell you what the video is. Eddie Bravo tweeted it. Of course, when Eddie Bravo tweets things, you gotta go,
Do I need to see more pictures of clouds?
Infowars.com.
His cloud collection must be off the hook.
He knows when they're spraying. So you say that
he knows when they're spraying.
He knows when they're spraying
He's
poison.
the only reason I know about chemtrails.
Yeah, he's a beautiful person.
I talk about chemtrails all the time, and people are always like, "Really?" And I go, "Yeah," and I never knew where it came from. It's from Eddie Bravo.
He believes that shit, man. He believes it. But it'd be crazy if he was right. Let me find this, man. Give me a second.
So this guy was so stupid that he confused Sikhs with the terrorists.
I think so. I think he just doesn't like how they look, and like the turbans and the hair. Because I mean, during these interviews,
well, that's
you could tell dumb people look at that and be like, "Those are terrorists."
Dumb people do look at that and go, "Oh yeah, look at that." But that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the standard story. Well, this story is much more fantastical. Okay, this is the video. Go to Sikh Massacre, SIKH Massacre, and then colon. That's the 2 dots, one on top of the other.
Oh, why would you do that?
Eyewitness testimony.
Eyewitness.
Why don't you use 2 hands, you silly bitch?
Yeah, I'm just gonna Google this. That's
testimony
ridiculous.
Contradicts official story. Well, it's not ridiculous. These people are saying, and this is where it gets interesting, is because these people are saying that they were there and they saw more than one gunman. And it could mean they were in absolute abject terror and they hallucinated, but the fact that so many of them hallucinated, when you're in a period of an intense traumatic situation like that, it is possible that one person could say that.
Yeah, but no one in the Colorado massacre said anything more than
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
They did?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Click on it. Click on that.
My dad is out and at the hospital, and we're just relaying information back and forth and trying to get as much info as possible.
What, if any, have you learned from him about what transpired inside, or from your mother?
So the most I can learn the most I know as of now is that there are multiple shooters. There's multiple people. It was a very well coordinated thing. It wasn't haphazard, and I think that's why police and everybody are taking the proper, protocol to get the situation under control.
Not trying to jeopardize anything and describe what's happening currently, but as far as your mother, she was at the time that we spoke at one point hiding. Did she give you any sense for how many people at that time, at least, were hiding?
The sense over there was when she started hiding in the closet, she didn't know how many people were out there, so she just kept saying
that's the
"They are
wrong
out there,
video.
they are
That's
out there,
one
they
of
are."
them. That's the wrong one. But this is what I want you to Google.
Well,
Okay?
that
Go to YouTube.
is this one right here.
No, that's not it.
There's a whole bunch of
Just go to YouTube.
Yeah, but there's all these videos.
I know, but just trust me. Go to YouTube and get this video because this is a really good one. It's a great compilation.
But that right there, he said something very important in that video.
What'd he say?
He said that there was multiple shooters, and my mom didn't know before she hid how many shooters there was. So she made to the conclusion that there was multiple shooters after she hid.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but pull this up. Sikh, S-I-K-H, massacre. Massacre, M-A-S-S-A-C, and Sikh massacre and eyewitness testimony. Testimony contradicts CTS. Yeah, that's it. The second one down.
Oh, second one down?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Now listen to this, because this is.
We now know this is the gunman who opened fire inside that Sikh temple. A military vet.
There are multiple shooters and that they are Caucasian descent.
All right, that just so you know, that guy I just explained.
Yeah,
That's complete bullshit.
Hold on, stop it, Brian. That is not complete bullshit. You are relaying a man's discussion that his mother said to him.
Right.
You don't know if it's total bullshit. It's too much chain down the information.
No, what he said.
You don't exactly know.
What he said though, he said something very, very important. His mom had no idea how many shooters there was until after she hid.
You're right.
So she is hidden, and she came to the conclusion there's multiple shooters.
Right. That's what he said, but he's relaying what his mom said. That shit gets very foggy.
He's on the phone with her.
But he's relaying what she said.
All right.
Unless you're talking to her and she says that, you don't know why the fuck she thought it. There might be something else to the reason why she thought there was multiple shooters. There might be more than one reason. They might have seen it later.
Well, this video is only focusing on the.
Just play this. Play this.
There are multiple shooters. There's multiple people. It was a very well coordinated thing. It wasn't haphazard.
White males who were dressed darkly, dressed in all black clothing, came in and opened fire on our congregation. One of the gunmen is down, so there's 3 left.
And my mom's hiding in the closet right now. She's hyper scared and saying that the people are still in there.
I don't know how many. Some people went inside. Unidentified people went inside the church, and they did a bunch of shooting.
The niece of one of the wounded men said an unknown number of gunmen had walked into the kitchen of the Sikh temple and opened fire. A man who said his father had been wounded reported that there had been multiple gunmen.
We now know this is the gunman who opened fire inside that Sikh temple. A military vet.
What we are really seeing, apparently, is lone wolf terrorism.
And what we need to do is change the way in which people think about guns, especially young people. We need to do this every day of the week and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way. And just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way.
See, that's why it's weird. It wasn't just one guy. That's why I was trying to tell you to let it play.
Right.
The one guy is relaying some shit from his mom, but the other people that saw it.
The other dude was in there, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, and the other woman was in there. She saw more than one person. Everybody was saying there's more than one person. Does that mean there was more than one person? No, it doesn't. Because I'll tell you, if you've ever been inside of any sort of a chaotic situation, people lose their shit. And a lot of times people don't know exactly what's going on. They're on survival mode. They're on fight or flight mode. When adrenaline takes over, people go into a tunnel and they don't know what the fuck is going on. And if one person starts saying there's more than one gunman, just need one person to say it, and then boom, everybody will be repeating.
He was also ex-military. Is that what they said? So that could be another thing if these were all military guys and they grabbed the other 3 or you know what I
It
mean?
could be. Yeah, who knows? It might be some militia and they kidnap the other three.
Yeah.
And, they're going to let them go because they have a fucking cop somewhere. Who knows, man? I don't know if there was 4 people or just one person in there. I don't know if it was really just a... but the sad thing is these people died, and if it really was some sort of a white supremacist group, these people are the nicest people ever. Sikhs, first of all, they eat marijuana. It's part of their religion.
Really?
Yeah, they have some like crazy yogurt
You're
drink.
doing it wrong.
They have some. The fuck they are. This shit will blow you through the fucking center of the universe.
I thought if you just
no, they cook it. They do it. It's like a yogurt. It's like a marijuana yogurt. I mean, they do it to get high.
Really?
It's a part of their religion, man.
That's awesome.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Sikhs.
I run into a lot of Sikhs in Canada. They come to a lot of shows, especially in Toronto. They are some of the nicest, fucking coolest people you'll ever meet. But people are thrown off because we see a guy in a turban, we assume Muslim. We assume they hate us. Sikhs love the Western way.
Sikhs aren't even Muslim.
No, they're not. It's totally different. They're very. Not only that,
Hindu
they're really
or
open
Buddha,
about
Buddhist.
having their. I think they're a type of Buddhist. Wait a minute.
I think Sikh is the religion.
Yeah. What is it?
It's a type of
SIKH.
Indian. Sikh is SIKH.
Let's find out, because I've met a lot of them, and then they seem to be some really nice people. And so when I see this, it's just it's a monotheistic religion founded in the 15th century in the Punjab region. Continued progress with 10 successive Sikh gurus. Sikhs are expected to embody the qualities of a Sant Sipah, a saint soldier. One must have control over one's internal vices and be able to be constantly immersed in virtues clarified in the Guru Granth Sahib. The principal belief of the Sikh are faith in the Waheguru, represented by the phase. Whoa, this is weird. I don't even know what all these extra dots are. Yeah, I'll try this. It Omtar, meaning one God, along with praxis in which the Sikh is enjoined to engage in social reform through the pursuit of justice for all human beings. This sounds like the most beautiful religion ever.
Very peaceful.
Yeah, Sikh advocates the pursuit of salvation in a social context through the congregational practice of meditation on the name and message of God. The followers of Sikh are ordained to follow the teachings of the 10 Sikh gurus or enlightened leaders, as well as the Holy Scripture entitled the Granth Sahib Ji, which, along with the writings of the 6 Sikh... Oh, this is getting a little wordy.
I think we figured out the conspiracy, though. They're all fucking high on marijuana, and they're seeing multiple people.
I'll tell you what.
That's actually a good point. That's a very good point. If they were they were actually high on the
Super
stuff
high
in their ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder.
That makes
That's a very good
100%.
question.
I
That's
was
a really good point.
When I was a kid, me and my buddy and his mom took a boat across our lake to go watch a party.
Right.
I have to leave. Yeah, I guess I have to leave soon. And these kids started throwing oranges at us. It was like the most traumatic thing that ever happened to me at that time, because it was the middle of the night.
More than Gene Simmons or less than Gene Simmons?
It was before Gene Simmons.
Do you think Gene Simmons is going to reach out to you after this?
Fuck him. Whoa. Let him try.
Whoa.
What year was this?
He was nice to me when I met him twice.
I'm sure he was nice to a lot of people.
What year was this?
In 2000?
2000?
Yeah.
Maybe he changed in the last 12 years. Would you give a man a break?
I'll tell you what. Gene, if you'd like to come to my show, I won't have any.
Would you have him in your man cave and do a podcast with him?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, in a fucking
You need to
heartbeat.
do that for his reality show. It'd be a good episode. The guy got a facelift on TV.
He did.
Might as well, yeah.
He's got a fresh face.
His rider, everyone's got shit in their rider.
Yeah.
And his rider, he has to come in and see the lighting the day before. So he came over to the studio the day before and checked the lighting and had his own lighting guy come in and redo the lighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why would you care about the lighting?
Because his hair, I think. So he wants to make sure it's not
dropping down.
Yeah, dropping right
like
down on his
spotlight.
hair. So it's super soft. Everyone looked good in that episode. I'll be
Super soft.
Do you know why they do riders? Why the concept of a rider is there?
Why?
Initially. So was it Guns N' Roses or Van Halen had the ridiculous rider where they had only brown M&Ms. They wanted M&Ms in the thing, but it's only brown.
Which band was it?
I don't fucking know, Joe. Come on, don't pick me apart.
Sorry.
But the reason they did it is because they had a bunch of pyrotechnics. So the idea was, if they're not paying attention to the smallest thing, then they're not paying attention to anything.
Oh.
So that's why they put ridiculous things in riders, so that the artist knew, all right, this is a top-notch show. So that was the whole concept of riders. I thought that was fascinating.
That is fascinating. I think it's more like they're spoiled cunts and they want fucking brown M&Ms.
Some people do. Some people are. Do you have anything in your rider?
No, like I think they have to bring water. No, Heineken's, water,
a bottle of red wine, throat coat, honey,
coffee.
Wait, this went from nothing.
Index cards.
Index cards? Are you serious?
Sharpies.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly
really?
Right. And turkey or any kind of mixed meats.
Gotta have some meat.
Yeah.
Are you?
And fruit. We got a fruit plate too.
Yeah.
Fuck, I have nothing in my rider.
Gotta get a rider, son. You know when it's important? It's important when you're rolling with Joey fucking Diaz and he gets hungry. And if you don't ever want Joey hungry, you want to have some food around for him to make a quick sandwich.
Yeah.
So if Joey can slap a fucking... He'll be right about to go on stage, and he's got a fucking ham. Look at what we got here. We got some fucking cheese.
Dude, he is the most requested comic when I go on the road.
He's an animal.
They're like, when's Joey Diaz coming here? And I'm like, I have no fucking idea. I don't book his dates.
I played this for everybody. The video of him, I'll play it for you after the podcast. I've already played it on the podcast before. Of him going on stage in New York, and it's like a minute and a half of people screaming before he goes on stage.
It's what this podcast has taken things to the next level. Every time I go on stage, it's the Machine, Death Squad, and you're like, but Joey is the embodiment. I was saying this to Brian. Joey is like the thing you can't get. Like you can't get it in your hometown. So when it does come to your hometown, you're like, fuck, that's out. That came out today.
I'll tell you what Joey is. Joey's the party.
Yeah.
Joey's the party. That's why I bring Joey. There's not a single special that I've done since 1999 that doesn't have Joey in it. Joey always introduces me. Joey always comes with me to the shows. Joey always, because when I'm with Joey, I'm having fun. He's the life of the party. Like always. This is I'm so bummed out that my Canadian friends can't meet Joey, that we can't bring Joey to Canada. But Joey can't get into Canada.
He's getting that. He's in the middle. He's getting that fixed right now.
Get the fuck out of here. He ain't going to
He
Canada.
told me.
Dude, they ain't letting the dude who is in jail for armed kidnapping into Canada.
That's my favorite part of explaining Joey when a club booker goes, so what's he like? And I go, he's hard to explain. And they go, well, what is he doing before stand-up? I was like, prison?
It's just when you meet a guy like that, it's just, you want to do everything you can to let other people know about it. That's how I feel. Like when I met Joey, and I was like, this is such a rare gem of a human. I got to do everything I can to spread this guy's name.
I want to go on the road with you and Joey one weekend.
Okay.
I'm doing the trip flip thing. We start in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to cancel a bunch of dates. But I still want to do stand up. I can't do a whole week. So I'd love to fucking do like just one of your weekends.
Well, sometimes I'll do a stack show. Like I got a stack show coming up in Vegas on August 31st. We decided to have, it's going to be Ari, Duncan, Joey, and me.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we're going to have a big ass crazy fucking show at the Mandalay Bay. I like doing
Sounds
it like
partially
that.
like a good show.
Yeah, this bitch can't let it go. But to have a show like that, like a four-man killer show, 4 headliners,
Yeah.
So I think we'll start doing more of those. That's fun.
Well, if you do one of those, let me know. I'll do.
Fuck yeah,
I'll
dude, you're in, man. You look at my schedule and then let me know where you want to go.
I do that in a heartbeat.
Okay, come on.
Because I can't do a long weekend, but I can do like a weekend with you.
Okay, well let's do it. Let's find a couple dates coming up and lock something in. But yeah, we're going all over the fucking place. So I got a lot of shit coming up in North Carolina. I'm doing Raleigh and Asheville, North Carolina in September. I'm doing Minneapolis in October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm doing I got a bunch of dates coming up. Sacramento. I'm doing a theater up there. I'm gonna do the San Jose Improv. There's a UFC in San Jose. That San Jose Improv is the shit.
Oh, it's a beautiful
palace. Fucking amazing place.
Houdini used to work there.
Yeah, it used to be. If you're in San Jose and you don't go to that improv, you wouldn't even know as you drove by that, unless you're like a resident that knows the history of the building. But that's an old time show building from like silent movie days.
Yeah,
and it is unbelievably gorgeous. It is a beautiful, beautiful club. It's one of my favorite places to work. And San Jose's the shit, son. We got a show Wednesday night at the Ice House. That's tomorrow night.
That shit's gonna be.
That's gonna be an insane show. Tom Rhodes is one of my favorite human beings.
It's ridiculous. The lineup, Brian.
We got Bert Kreischer, Sam Tripoli, Tom Rhodes, Brody Stevens, Doug Benson, Dom Herrera.
man.
That's crazy.
And me.
I might have to take a car
Brian.
service there to party.
Come party, bro.
I'm gonna party.
Take a car service and come
I'm
party.
gonna take a car service and party.
IceHouseComedy.com.
Yeah, and that means if Brody, or rather if Bert does that, he'll also be on the Ice House Chronicles. With Brody's gonna be on it, right?
Yeah.
Brody.
So with Brody, with Dom Irrera, with Tom Rhodes, it's sure to be one of the best Ice House Chronicles of all time.
Yeah.
And if you want to get the Ice House Chronicles, it's one of my favorite podcasts that we do, and it's on Brian's label, the Death Squad label. What is Death Squad? That sounds kind of meatheadish. It's a nickname that Opie from Opie and Anthony gave me when I showed up at the studio. We showed up.
I like it.
Brian and Tate Fletcher and Eddie Bravo, and it's like, oh, Joe Rogan brought the Death Squad. It was it became like a silly thing. It's silly more than anything. We don't think we're really killing anybody. Relax. But anyway,
it's fun when people go, what is this fucking Death Squad you're a part of?
It's craziness.
Like, I can't explain to you.
But on iTunes, if you go to the Death Squad label on iTunes, that's the only way to get Ice House Chronicles. Go to deathsquad.tv. You can check that shit out there. But we do regular shows at the Ice House. So if you're in Pasadena, most likely, almost every week we're there. It's a great fucking club. It's a club that's been around since the 1960s. And to us, it's Brian and I were just talking about this. This is our lab. It's like the greatest club ever. It's like
it's the best thing ever for being a comic. We get to just fucking do shows every week.
Yeah.
At one of the best
you're
clubs.
so like I don't think I've done one of those shows even remotely sober. The last show I did there was in the big room, and I kept talking to the lights. I thought there was a balcony.
Oh yeah.
So for the whole show, I kept talking to the balcony. And the kid in the front row goes, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" And I go, "Them." And he goes, "There's no second floor." And I got out of the lights. I went, "Wait, where the fuck is the second floor?"
You thought you were at the Laugh Factory.
I thought I was like, I thought there was a second fucking floor.
hilarious.
That was the funniest show that was. So it is chaos.
That's when
Every
he got off
show-
the plane drunk.
Every show is the funnest show. Like the last one we did was more fun than the ones we've done before.
And the conversations are fucking epic.
Yeah. It's a real green room. It's like what the Ice House Chronicles are. Is like, we've been doing podcasts for a while, but to do a podcast and a show at the same time really is like one of the most perfect combinations, because everybody gets loosened up before they go on stage in the podcast studio.
Yeah.
So we're all talking shit and having fun,
taking whiskey shots before you go on stage. I don't think I have done one of those shows without you pulling me aside and going, "Let's do a shot of Jack."
We do shots. We're doing shots tomorrow.
I just put one up yesterday, the Ice House Chronicles 40, and it has Tiffany Haddish in it. There's an amazing new comic that I love her to death.
She's
and
great.
She's hilarious, and she does her secret talent of queefing.
Shh, don't tell people. She queefs to the beat. But anyway, it's the Ice House Chronicles.
That's gonna be a blast
It's
tomorrow.
always a good time. Always a good time, and available free. All of it's free on iTunes, as well as this podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience. It's on Sirius Satellite Radio. We thank them very much for putting it on the Opie and Anthony channel. Opie and Anthony are our boys. We love them, and Little Jimmy. So it's an honor to be on the same network as them. But the bottom line is about this show is this show is always going to be free. I mean, it's online. It's going to remain like this. I think the love that we've experienced from you guys is one of the coolest, most inspiring things that I've ever been a part of in my entire quote-unquote career in show business. I think we figured out how to cut out all the middleman, all the bullshit, all the producers, and allow people to have real fucking conversations. Allow people who are listening to join in on a real conversation. You know I'm not bullshitting you. I might be wrong.
No.
I fuck things up. I get things wrong. I confuse dates, but I will never lie. I am not lying. I will not. If I tell you something, it's because I believe it. If I tell you something on this podcast, it's because I've experienced it, or it's in my mind, or it's truly. You're gonna get my uncensored thoughts every single fucking time.
Don't lie.
Don't lie. That was an old thing that Brian used to do all the time after videos. Don't lie. But it's true. That's sort of our ethic, all of us together, and it's an important way of looking at the world, man. The more truthful you are with your own thoughts, and the more truthful you can be about your own thoughts to other people, the more we can all learn from each other. Because if you're saying something like Bert Kreischer, you're an honest dude. When you tell me something, I know that is coming right from you. I go, Bert Kreischer's an honest dude. I can totally trust what he's saying right now. This is a good conversation. As soon as you can't, you're in a bullshit conversation. As soon as you're talking, well, how's everything? Have you been out to the lake this year? As soon as you get into a bullshit conversation where you don't really care about what you're saying, you're just making noises with your mouth for social purposes.
Yeah.
And nobody's growing from that. You're not growing from that shit that you have to do when you're in that fucking cubicle all day talking on the phone, answering customer service calls. You're not growing from that, goddammit.
Nope.
You grow from having either experiencing a real conversation through your headphones because you're tuning into this podcast, or you're having real conversations yourself. You're having real conversations with your friends. And don't keep anybody in your life where you can't have that. If you can't have a real conversation with them, they are just going to be a goddamn roadblock. Those people are walking landmines, and you owe it to them to tell them the fucking truth. Don't be that person yourself. And if you run into one of those people, the only way they're going to change is they're going to feel like shit because people call them out on it, and they're going to have to reassess their own situation. That's the only way you improve people. You got to tell the truth. Don't hang out with cunts.
And then stop giving me shit for saying the things I do.
Stop giving you shit?
Brian's talking to the fans.
What are they giving you shit about?
Nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of brutal Red Band haters out there. You know why? Because they look at you and they go, I could do that. But they can't do that because they're not you. So tell them to suck it.
That's right.
Say it.
Suck some on it down in your mouth, bitches.
Yeah, onit.com. Go to.
Way to turn that into an ad.
Thank you to Alienware MMA also for we're at my house, which by the way, we do have a new studio that's going to be set up literally any day now. We're waiting to get the green light to get in there and start the construction. But
I'm excited.
It's going to be so
It's gonna
dope.
be a fun fucking
I'm
place.
going to put in a pool table. I might put in an isolation tank if I could figure out a place to install a shower. I think I have a place to install.
I'm bringing this illegal wine, not illegal wine from this Death Squad Scotland guys gave me.
Oh.
I'm bringing that tomorrow.
Beautiful.
It's called Buckfast.
Uh-oh, you drinking it first. You're going to be the tester.
If anyone in Los Angeles wants a cat and they will take good care of it, let me know.
Don't do
because
that.
I'm
You're going to find some crazy
done
bitch,
with cats.
And she's going to skin your cat and send you photos.
I can't do it
Instagrams.
anymore.
What's your cat doing? Pissing in your bed?
No. It's just I have too many animals in such a small place, and it's out of control.
You should have brought your dog over, man.
I called you to see if you wanted me to do it.
Bring your
but you
dog
didn't
over
answer.
Wednesday. Bring your dog over Wednesday.
Are we coming here Wednesday?
Yeah, coming here Wednesday. Joey Diaz tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. The great
What
Joey
time?
Coco motherfucking Diaz. Probably 3.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you use the code name Rogan, you will save yourself 10% off of any of the supplements at onit.com. That's ONNIT. And again, I discussed this before. If you're interested in any of these things, I suggest you go to the Onnit website because it is very comprehensive. It discusses all the science behind it. And I also suggest that you Google all this stuff and Google the word nootropics and the controversy behind it. And I have been a fan of them for years. I take them on a regular basis. I benefit from them. That's why I sell them. I firmly believe in it enough to the point where the first 30 pills, if you buy them, if you don't feel that they're satisfactory, you get a 100% money back guarantee. Nobody wants you to feel ripped off. So I can't keep repeating myself. So I might have to record this eventually. It's getting ridiculous. I try to keep these organic. It was much more fun though. You're right with the fleshlight. Keeping it organic when you're talking about kettlebells and being fucking manly. Listen, you got to get some cannonballs, and you learn how to do some Turkish get-ups, and you need to get off the bicep curls and tricep extensions, you fruity bitch, because you're imbalancing your body, and you're going to get dick pains. All right, this podcast is over. We thank you very much for tuning in, as always. We thank you. And, Denver this weekend. Holla, Brandon Walsh. What? Joey Diaz and me.
That's a good show.
Yeah, at the Paramount. It's it's a big-ass place, but last I heard, I think there's only a couple hundred tickets left.
Well, it's because it's
So,
100% amazing show.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
No
So that's
partial.
Denver this Friday. If you're coming into the UFC in Denver, we're at the Paramount Theater. If you go to my Twitter, I put up a link to it really recently, or just Google that shit. You can figure it out, but don't go through a scalper because they will fuck you. That's creepy, man, when you start doing theaters. Louis C.K.'s got it down right.
Yeah.
Because the scalpers, it's a weird thing when you go and you find your tickets for sale somewhere other than the official website, and because it's sold out, and they're for sale for a fuckload of money.
Yeah. Louis got the business paradigm down.
I got to copy him with everything he does except his hair. All right, this fucking show is a beautiful show. I'm not making fun of. I had to say it, but look, I don't have any hair. So
No, I'm gonna shave.
more ridiculous.
I gotta shave mine soon.
It's the greatest thing I've ever done. I feel so free. I feel so relaxed. Like I don't ever have to go to haircuts. And by the way, hairdressers will fucking hold you hostage with those scissors.
Yeah.
And I was telling him that's not how I operate. You're like, yeah. Cut the fucking hair. Jesus Christ, holding me. This like remember people do that with joints. You know, we had a friend that used to do that with joints all the time.
It's puff pass, not puff
It's
puff.
puff. Let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
This motherfucker
Yeah.
said to me, and you're held hostage because he's got the reefer. Dirty bitch. All right,
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow. Joe Diaz, cocksuckers.
Is he
Get it
coming
together.
Get him to come to the Ice House too.
If we can.
Oh, I asked him. He can't.
He can't.
No.
Yeah,
I'll text
he's
him.
a busy guy, but he will come if he can. And he's there all the time. But he'll be here on the podcast tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Go to follow Bert Kreischer on Twitter, BertKreischer, and follow Brian Redban. That's REDBAN on Twitter. Holla at your boy. We'll see you freaks tomorrow. We love you.